You know how everything's a subscription now? Music, movies, even socks. I swear if
To continue this ad, please upgrade to Premium Plus Platinum.
What? No, anyway, Blue Apron...
This is a pay-per-listen ad. Please confirm your billing.
Oh, that's annoying. At least with the new Blue Apron, there's no subscription needed. Get delicious meals delivered without the weekly plan.
Wait, no subscription?
Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Just got a new puppy or kitten. Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,450. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
All right, here we go. Pennsylvania woman who pooped in a convenience store beer cave gets banned from the store. Meanwhile, a former NFLer sues his ex-wife for saying his 2 Coke cans made her sore. Beloved walrus penis is stolen from a New Jersey bar. A cow is rescued after walking on a frozen pond too far. And a man rides a horse into a Target store. And it crapped everywhere. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, just when you thought the holidays were over, we find out that today is National Pass Gas Day. It's an annual celebration of all things flatulent, and why not? Everybody farts. The average person farts, 16 to 23 times a day? But that said, farts are still a very polarizing topic. Now, I've always argued that farts are funny. It's like your ass as a natural comedian. But not everyone agrees. A recent study from Lifehacker found that young kids, roughly 10 years old and younger, they don't find farts funny anymore. And they give a couple of reasons why they think that might be the case, but they can't really nail it. And the thing is, they're not alone. Farts can lead to violence. A caregiver in Maryland, well, he was arrested for assaulting a patient who farted on him. Farts, well, believe it or not, they can strengthen your relationship with your significant other. That's according to a new survey. However, farts might also prevent you from finding a partner in the first place. We have the story of a woman who temporarily quit dating after an unpleasant evening with a guy whose ass had an adverse reaction to him drinking Guinness on an empty stomach. Or at least that's the best she can tell. Dude could not stop farting, and it was bad enough that she took a break from going on dates for a while. Now, On the other hand, farts can also make you money, at least in Australia. There's a man there who supplements his income with an additional $27,000 a year selling his fart videos. Meanwhile, a woman in Australia, she worked as an escort, had a number of clients who specifically would pay her extra if she farted on them. Whatever floats your boat, man. But that leads to today's question. As you may have pieced together, it has to do with farts because, again, today is National Pass Gas Day. So today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Air Restoration, is tell us about the epic fart.
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram and Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
So here's the thing with homemade meals. Eating them is great, but all the chopping and measuring and cleanup, not so much. With new one-pan assemble and bake meals from Blue Apron, you get all the flavor of homemade meals with a fraction of the work. Just assemble the pre-chopped ingredients, bake in the oven, and enjoy. Shop, assemble, and bake at BlueApron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit BlueApron.com/terms for more.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. And they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Hold up, we got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Charles, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season. Episode number 4,450. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Once again, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you find people in the news doing bad things, but you do. Bring us 3 stories each and every week. It is up to us to determine, out of those 3 stories, which one sucks the least. How are we looking this week? Is there a theme to Who Sucks Less?
Nah, there's no real theme, but like I told Ted, it won't piss you off. It'd just be disappointed because, as we always learn, people can do better. One of the stories Mike brought us on Monday, just a possible porch fire. Even when you think you're doing the right thing, maybe you're not. So to give it some thought, we have a couple, just little medical issue between the two of them. And,
all right. Okay.
Maybe it descended into something bad. And then finally, we just have a couple of deputies out of jail in Florida who I think we could say shunned their responsibilities.
Okay.
That's the best way to put it.
Who's Next Less is coming up at 4:30, and today, a lot like Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. Yesterday was National Smith Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huge day.
Today is National Pass Gas Day. So as you see, they're tied very close together. It's probably you guys planned that out.
Now, one for Ted, one for me. Yeah,
That's right.
we can both.
Yeah.
Don't put that on the
What do Mike and I have the next 2 days? We'll find out.
Yeah, there you go.
National Pass Gas Day, that is today. Held annually on January 7th. We don't know why.
I did the research.
Well, yesterday was Bean Day, too.
It was also Bean Day. I wondered about that. So I tried to do a deep dive into National Pass Gas Day. The farthest back I could get was 2022. So as far as I can tell, this is only 4 years old. Might be older, but there is no... it does not say who established it. It does not say the origin. There's not a whole lot of info.
But they encourage you today to free your bowels of stale air without shame. As they say, we produce around 17 to 68 ounces of gas in our intestines daily and release it through the anus at intervals. I'm going to say that if we're at like 18 or 19, Steve, you're probably like at 85.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely
I know you're not 68 ounces.
But the weird thing about farting, like when you fart, you're kind of the messenger because essentially the gas that builds up inside of you is the bacteria eating whatever they're eating, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they kind of fart inside of you. So when you fart, you're kind of farting on behalf of all the bacteria that farted inside of you. So here's the thing. When you get mad at me, it's not me, it's the bacteria.
That's it. The gas is the byproduct of the digestive process. Contains several gases, including oxygen, methane, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and 1% of sulfur, which is the 1% that causes the smell of the fart.
That's it.
Sulfur.
Yeah.
1% is responsible for your stink.
Yeah, think about that.
Out of all the gases, 99% are composed
Sulfur's the one that lets
something
people
else.
know that you slipped one out.
1% is the thing that causes the smell. Now, the first mention of the word fart was in 1632, meaning send forth wind from the anus.
Send forth. They make it sound
send
cool.
forth wind from the anus. Subsequently, several other writers and jokesters started using the word and concept, and it became commonplace. Our knowledge of the origin of National Pass Gas Day is sketchy, as you said, but we don't know why we celebrate it on January 7th, but it is the day that they set aside to giggle at our bodies as we create gas. And also, just to be give some importance on awareness of the foods that cause more gas than others. You talk about food products like eggs, broccoli, beans, cabbage, dairy products, on and on and on. If you've ever gone through a time in your life where maybe for whatever reason you decided you didn't want to eat meat for a while and go vegetarian, not necessarily even go vegan, you know how bad it can be as far as just the smell that you create out of your ass.
Now, Mike, you did it for a while because you were eating meat. You started dating your lady of the night. I know she was a vegetarian at the time. The lady of the night, yes. And then you went vegetarian and supported her for a while.
Correct.
Did you notice, with regard, did you fart more? Did they smell worse? Because the vegetarians I've known in my life, when they farted, it's just different.
It was more frequent. I wouldn't say that the smell was definitely worse, but they weren't quite as booming. They were frequent. And the thing is that I definitely use that as an excuse. We've been eating a lot healthier here lately. Nothing like we're on a diet. Like we've just changed how we're eating to where we're eating more healthy stuff. But now every time she complains when I fart, I say, well, it's because of the sweet potatoes that you fed me last night.
But isn't it generally the healthier stuff that makes you fart?
Yes. Yeah.
It just seems that way. Like instead of there's nothing wrong with eating beans and broccoli and cabbage and all this, but like you're gonna fart. So that tells me farting is a sign of good health.
Yes. We worked with BJ.
So I'm healthy.
With BJ for over probably 15 years of him being a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Now, I never heard anybody say, oh, BJ, Jesus. He never cleared out a studio. I never heard the guy
he
fart.
wasn't the kind of guy
that
would just fart openly in the studio. Like, if I were a vegetarian, you guys would know it, there's no way that door is closed to the studio. BJ had some decorum about him, so I don't think he...
Right.
He may have slipped one out on accident, but he would not be like me and just lift his cheek and openly fart.
I was going to say, like, the healthy stuff does, but also sometimes, whether it's milk or, like, dairy, or you just eat a bunch of crap, like, those are terrible ones, too.
Oh, they smell god-awful, for sure.
Yeah, those are the ones that wake you up in the morning and you're like, oh, I got to go poop.
You know, it's weird, man. Like, this morning... farted like 3 times, no big deal. And then I did one fart that smelled a lot worse and a lot different than the other 3. And I even thought to myself, Jesus, man, that's really bad. 2 minutes later, my body's like, you need to poop. I'm like, okay.
Look, I'll try anything once. Just figure out what it's all about. So this is ways back, but I got like 10 sessions at a yoga studio.
All right.
I buy a yoga pad, yoga mat, go to Lululemon, get the appropriate yoga shorts so my boys don't fly out. You know what I mean? Just go in there with a T-shirt. And my very first time.
Is this regular yoga?
This is hot yoga. This is just regular, and it was a beginner class.
All right.
But it was also, but being a beginner, that just meant that the instructor would come around and help the new people who were in there.
What, get into position?
Yeah, but it was just a regular yoga class.
All right.
But it was with assistance.
Gotcha.
So to speak. And it could have been 5 minutes. 5 minutes into this quiet room that the smell that I smelled was something, well, almost every woman in there had more body hair than I did.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I believe there was truly a lot of vegetarians, maybe some vegans in there.
Sure.
Whatever the deal was. A very naturally looking crowd. There was no makeup involved, that kind of a thing, right? But I mean, so I went outside for a minute. I don't remember why, but I had to go outside.
But it's a cigarette.
But I could sneak. No, I'm not going to smoke a cigarette in the middle of I think I had to use the bathroom was what it was. So I got up and I had to go down the hallway. And when I came back in that room, I couldn't believe what I didn't smell while I was in there. Like I must have just...
You kind of go nose blind into there, right?
I got used to it. But I mean, it almost made me not want to go back. I did end up doing about half of those classes.
Right. Was it the same every time?
It wasn't as bad as the first time. So apparently somebody was, but you got to remember the way you're stretching, the way you're moving your body, how you're, crunching your midsection at times, all those different things. You could see where this would be something that would, it could happen a lot.
But they don't bring that up when they're advertising for yoga.
Yes.
You think Tai Chi does the same thing?
But they're not funny.
No, you're standing up most of it.
See, if someone rips a fart in a yoga studio, it's not funny.
No.
But if someone rips one in a movie theater, all right, I might chuckle a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
There's a difference in where you are when it happens.
It's what your mindset is. Yoga, you're trying to concentrate and, subtly meditate, I guess. You know what I mean? Get in touch with yourself. And farts are very distracting if that's the goal you're trying to pursue.
Yes.
It's like when someone farts in church. I think it is freaking hilarious, but I understand that a lot of the other people around you might not find it funny because the priest is up there trying to lead a prayer. This is serious stuff, This is the foundation.
If it's loud, it's funny.
Yeah.
But I have definitely been in a bar before where somebody let out a silent but deadly, and then, it's just not good.
Well, back
so the anger is the smell, it's not the sound.
Right, because I feel like if it's sound, you kind of giggle, but the smell was so bad, but it was like wafting down, so then everybody looks to the next zone, and you're just like, I smell it too.
It's not me.
Yeah. Right. But somebody at that bar did it.
But once everyone's angry, you're never going to fess up.
Correct.
If people chuckle, you can fess up. If everyone's angry, because you just said you did it on the plane.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Tried to act like you were angry about the fart that you farted.
I absolutely... I blew it up to the point where the person I was traveling with smelled it 6 rows back.
Oh, wow.
Oh. From me, from where our seat.
Did they know it was you?
No, but I told him at the end.
Oh, of course.
I had to, because I was like, man...
What'd you eat the night before?
I don't remember. I just know this. Most of the time, when I fart, and I don't mean this, but my farts don't stink that bad. I mean, they're not like yours. They're not.
Thank you, yes.
But
I'm the litmus test.
This one was just absolutely putrid. And it hung there. And I looked over. So, of course, I'm going to play the game. I look over at the guy beside me and have a scowl on my face.
That's how you got to start, man.
Then I look over the seat like, who did that? I'm trying to decoy this whole thing, right? I did not realize how far it went back. Because you got to remember, because when I got off the plane, did you smell that fart? It's like,
that's what your buddy said.
Yes, I smelled the fart. He's like, so it had to travel at least 6 rows back because you smelled it up there.
Yeah.
I smelled it back there. I'm like, dude, it was me. And people you could just see the look on their faces are all scrunched up. And you could just see the silent anger that was involved in this.
Because there's nothing you can do.
Well, not only that.
You can't escape it. You can't open a window. It doesn't, there's nowhere to go.
But if you have to fart again, you don't. So that's another thing. I still had to fart, but I didn't want to fart anymore. So, of course, I got up and went into the bathroom eventually and just farted in there.
That's, because the air travel alone will mess with
it's going to mess with your gut.
But I'm with you. I've gotten up on a plane many a times. I didn't pee. I just stood there and farted.
Went in the bathroom, farted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever fart loud enough in the bathroom that you think other people may have heard it outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's why I'd almost rather do it in the seat because, look, in the seat, I feel like when I'm sitting down, I have a little more control about how I want to release it. And also you have that cushion underneath of you, which kind of helps. So the stink might be there, but just like you did, I can play it off that I'm angry too.
Right.
When I go into the bathroom, I'm standing up, or if you actually sit on the toilet and do it, which becomes an echo chamber, I'm like, well, now, if people hear this fart, even if I return to my seat and quietly fart, they're just going to assume it's me, whether it is or not, right? So to me, I would rather play the game of, all right, I'm going to be the culprit here. And if I stink on the plane, I'm very sorry. That's not the goal, but I'm not going to risk you hearing me fart in the bathroom because then no matter what, you're going to pin this on me, man.
Well, you talk about church. So, of course, as a kid, church is just one of those things that you dread.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because you just want to be home. You want to be playing with your friends. It's the weekend.
Yeah.
You want to watch NFL football, blah, 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 blah. And plus, you had to go to Bible study in the morning, and then you went to regular church after that.
Right.
So where adults just went in there and sat for an hour, as a kid, you're an hour and a half, 2 hours in, depending on how long it is. So it's even longer if you're a kid, because the adults, they just stand around,
drink
coffee, socialize, eating donuts, and we're all down there like, learning crap.
Yeah.
And, drawing, which is fine, but it's just, it's too long. But there was this girl, and she went to...
I went to Catholic school, so we never had to do the Sunday school stuff.
Yeah.
But we always felt bad for those kids.
Oh, it sucked.
Yeah.
Well, I felt bad for you for like CCD, because you maybe had to take classes at night or on different times. But this was just once a week, not a big deal. But there was this girl who went to a private Christian school. And when I mean private, it was like there were 30 kids in that entire school, grades 1, through 9.
Damn.
And they basically, or 12, I guess, and they individually educated them all.
Okay.
Okay, but this one girl was my age, and she was absolutely beautiful. I mean, absolutely stunningly beautiful. And she did not live too far away from me. But the one thing that when we got together at church after the Bible study, we always tried to just sit together.
Sure.
Because we kind of liked each other, but we were 12 years old, 13
right,
kids.
Right.
We're too young to really know.
You're shy,
but you get the giggles and you want to be near this person, right? So, but back to the wooden bench, back to the pew. I had to fart, and she was sitting beside me. Now, I snuck this one out. It was like, but it didn't make any noise.
Right.
All right? What I didn't realize was that it was vibrating down to her legs.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And I didn't even think about that at the time as a kid.
Because you were 12.
Right. Because I snuck one out. And she turned her head and looked at me and just shook her head. And that was the last time that I ever sat beside her in church. Like I blew my church girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just by farting on the pew.
Uh-huh.
I don't even think it stunk. It was just the fact that
it doesn't matter. She knows.
She could feel it.
She knows.
There's a difference between smelling it, hearing it, and then feeling it.
Agreed. I mean, that's the thing. Look, I think out of the three, you're better off just making noise. Everyone knows you farted, but it doesn't stink. Correct. If you do the silent but deadly, and it gets traced back to you, depending on how many people are in the room, right? When it gets traced back to you, and you said this earlier, Ted, people are angry.
Correct.
There's no humor. They're just mad.
Apparently, like kids now.
If you're sitting on plastic or wood and someone feels it, I don't think it's so much mad. It's just kind of like, I know what you did. You get shamed somehow in that case. Like, I know what you did. It doesn't matter if it stinks. It doesn't matter if anyone else heard it. You and I know have a secret, and I don't like it because I know you just farted.
My scoutmaster, he would always sit in the front of the canoe, make me do the back stuff, make me do the hard crap, right?
Yeah.
But you could feel the vibration from his farts on an aluminum canoe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's 14 feet long. It's 13 feet long. The canoe's huge. But if you were in the water and he farted, you could feel the entire canoe vibrate, and then it would come back at me, and he'd be like, "Also, those seats have holes in them."
Yes,
and he was like, "Ah, ha, 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 ha." It was brutal. I canoed with that guy for 12 days in Canada, and camping food is different, man. There's a lot of chili involved, a lot of dehydrated.
It's protein,
food.
Bro.
It was seriously. I mean, we were assigned canoes and partners. He was the guy that took me over a waterfall.
The waterfall, yeah,
because he wasn't paying attention. He farted nonstop for the entire trip that we were out there. And it was consistent. I mean, the smell was the same. You knew it. It was like, God damn it, Bill Bragg. If you fart one more time, man. He's like, yuck, 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 yuck. He thought I was the funniest thing in the world. But I'm just catching the residuals of it.
That's why it's funny.
The entire trip.
I asked to be traded from my T-ball team once because the coach kept farting.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you say that's why?
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell him.
Right.
But
you can't be traded on a T-ball team.
it was pretty easy to get traded in T-ball because nobody really cared.
Right.
But, when you're that age, 5 or 6, like, he just kept farting. And I was like,
your ass level, yeah.
So I told my parents, I got to get off this team.
Tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
I'm done with subscriptions. Streaming, fitness, razors, vitamins. I've got subscriptions for everything in my life. They lock you in, and half the time, I can't figure out how to unsubscribe. That's why I'm so excited about the new Blue Apron. Now you can get delicious meals delivered with no subscription needed, including new pre-made options. Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How did he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
So it's a National Pass Gas Day. In honor, we're talking about farts. What was the question someone was asking?
Well, it's not that. I'll read into some of the comments on the YouTube feed. Check us out at KISW Rock. I think that's right. Don't quote me on that. Either way, to some of the comments. Mad Greek just pointed out, just a single statement, said, girl farts smell different. And a lot of people disagree with that. Well, Mad Greek, it's funny you bring that up because we have come across a study that absolutely confirms your speculation that women's farts smell different than men's farts.
That's right. According to research highlighted in a now legendary study, there is indeed a difference between man and lady farts.
Yes.
The unexpected fact about the battle of the sexes carries an even more unexpected health benefit. Back in 1998, a guy named Dr. Michael Levitt, he is a gastroenterologist, known among colleagues as the king of farts.
Oh, great.
Oh,
king. Yeah, you call your parent, Mom, Dad, you won't believe this. I'm now the king of farts.
I met him. He's set to figure out the unmistakable scent of human flatulence and where it comes from. So to answer the question, he recruited 16 healthy adults with no gastro issues. Each participant wore a flatus collection system, described as a rectal tube connected to a bag. After eating pinto beans and then taking a laxative, the volunteers provided samples. Then, when they were analyzed using gas chromatographic mass, spectroscopic techniques, anyway, Levitt and his team broke down the chemical compounds and components inside each bag. Then invited 2 judges to help evaluate the results.
Yay!
The judges did not know they were sniffing human gas. They rated each sample of an odor from a scale of 0 to 8, with 8 meaning very offensive. Now, their assessments pointed clearly to one culprit: sulfur-containing compounds responsible for the strongest and most memorable odors, especially the hydrogen sulfide, which produces that rotten egg smell we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So they say, where does the gender difference come into play? In the twist, researchers did not expect, although men tended to produce larger volumes of gas, women's flatulence contained a significantly higher concentration of egg-smelling hydrogen sulfide. So
you
the judges,
dirty little butts.
They rated the odor of each sample. They consistently mark women's gas as having a greater odor intensity than men's.
Mm-hmm.
But they say there's an unexpected health connection, as hydrogen sulfide and the smell intense may be unpleasant, but inside the body, at low levels, it plays a key role in helping brain cells communicate.
Is that why women seem so much smarter than guys? Their brains are working overtime and just farting stinky.
Yeah. Process tends to decline as people age, and it declines even more, they say, with patients with Alzheimer's disease. Now, we did at one point in time, and I can't remember the name of the gas company, but they donated to us a gas reader.
Yeah, the fartometer.
The fartometer. And for a while there, Steve, you were going nuts. You were actually trying.
Going nuts.
Well, you were going down to Starbucks and buying like
the creamiest stuff they had, just to make sure I would fart for every show.
And we had that meter, and we called it the fartometer.
Yeah.
And we got some registered results on there as far as the gas, the sulfides.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd break down what was in my farts. And the ones
Yeah.
that smelled the worst, sulfur always peaked on those.
Yep.
Yeah, that was no joke.
The old fartometer. So our question, tell us about your epic fart or the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So my epic farts, as a result of having cerebral palsy, I've got to go through a lot of physical therapy. And part of that physical therapy, kind of relating to what you guys were saying earlier about the yoga, is that I've got to get stretched quite a lot. Now, the downside is that sometimes hurts like hell. But the upside is, as part of my vengeance for the stretching, I get to blast the physical therapist a lot with an inordinate amount of farts. So it's quite enjoyable.
Is this almost a guarantee every time you go through the PT?
Yes, pretty much.
Really? I mean, just like if you're going to go.
One of the things I look forward to the most. Yes.
It's just no. So if you're in a bad mood, say the night before, have you ever set them up to make it worse? Like, I'm going to drink milkshakes and eat beans because that's the mood I'm in.
Absolutely. I've gone to, like, if it's after lunch, I've gone to have Mexican before I go. So
Well, it depends on the sulfur in it, too. Like, I've had a fart before where the girl I was with said that kind of smelled sweet.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've never had that before.
I was like, well, it still stings.
Yeah, but it smells kind of sweet.
It's not the worst in the world.
But if you do decide you want to sabotage your physical therapist and you're going to load up on Mexican, based on the stretches you're doing, have you ever almost slipped on a fart while doing the physical therapy?
yeah, there are times where I've almost, not totally, but almost lost the 50-50, as they say.
Is this a dude or a woman?
It switches off, so it could be either or.
Okay. All right.
So,
well, I know for a fact, just based on the stretching and back to the yoga and all that crap, when we used to have to do the presidential physical fitness test.
Good call. Let's bring this up.
They just brought that back around.
Yeah.
We'll start doing that again.
Yes, they have.
But you had to do a certain amount of sit-ups in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I think 1 minute, see how many sit-ups you could do.
Yeah.
30 seconds or
I think
60,
you
don't
needed to
remember.
get in like 25, 30 or
Something like that.
whatever it was. But you ultimately did have a partner, and your partner would put their knees on your feet, and then if you needed to, hold your legs or hold your knees or whatever.
Right, so you don't slip when you're doing sit-ups.
And man,
Well, and right, you don't want to rock because they wanted to be real.
yeah, exactly. They wanted you to come up and touch your knees and get it over with. But that was, I mean...
That was a fartapalooza every time.
It really was, because there was like 5 people doing it at the same time. Then you'd switch partners and go around, and you just heard it nonstop. And you didn't know if it was like your back fat getting stuck to the wooden gym floor. The people were making that noise, But
no, they were farts.
But it was.
But the thing is, the problem is, it's this presidential test. You're supposed to hit a certain number of the sit-ups.
So you try and do them as fast as you can.
But the problem is, because once you started, you might get through 7, and then you start farting, and 7 until you're done. You farted every time, but then people would laugh, and then you slow down. Right. And so a lot of guys would kind of miss their mark as far as what the gym teacher was expecting. And it's like, look, this kid can do the number of sit-ups, but he started farting and he laughed. Then I laughed. And because of that, you slow down. So everyone ended up having these low numbers. I know they brought it back. I want to say, I believe it was last year. Talking to my son after school, I did not realize that they had brought it back. And I'm asking him about his day. And he's like, well, we had to do the sit-up thing, and as he's explaining it to me, I'm like, oh, right, the presidential blah, blah, blah. But the exact same thing. Keep in mind, it has been 45 years since I'm giving this
air out of your stomach.
But he was he said the teacher was getting angry at the class, and I'm like, well, basically, the way it came down is, we got in trouble in gym today. I'm like, well, what'd you guys do? He's like, we didn't really do anything, and he's explaining the sit-up thing. I'm like, oh, okay. And instantly, I know where this is going. But I let him finish, and he's like, I'm holding my legs. I'll keep the name out of it. I'm holding my legs for my buddy. And he started farting, and he goes, and it was really funny, and we're both laughing, but also, I'm yelling at him, like, dude.
I'm right. My face is right here.
But keep in mind, this is the first time they've had to do this. So he was, in 7th grade last year. By the time we had hit 7th grade and we were growing up, we knew the routine. We've been doing the 7th, we know you're going to fart. It's still kind of funny, but we know it's coming. He had no idea that this is just a guarantee. So his buddy keeps farting. They finish the sit-ups. Teacher's a little irritated. He's like, then it's my turn to go. And he's like, I didn't think I had to fart, but I started doing sit-ups, man. And he's like, I couldn't stop farting. I'm like, I get it. And he's like, but then I started laughing. Then my buddy started laughing. Then all the kids were laughing. And the teacher's losing her mind. So I'm like, well, which teacher is it? He tells me. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. She's a young woman. Right? If she were my age, she would understand that this is going to happen and kind of let it go a little bit, right? It's inevitable. I believe she's in her mid-20s. I'm like, I think she's at the age where they didn't have to do this in gym as a requirement.
So she doesn't understand the mechanism.
She did not. She thinks you guys are doing it on purpose. That seemed to be the vibe that was coming off. And it's like, Dad, I swear to God, we weren't doing it on purpose. I was like, son, I completely understand, man. So when someone makes you do those sit-ups, if you're not prepared for it, if you didn't eat the right diet, you're going to fart every time. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Get in trouble. It's funny.
I almost brought it up earlier before Miles did, because I don't remember a year where people weren't farting doing the sit-ups.
That's what I mean. And if you're old enough, you just know. And look, if you're a gym teacher and you're of a certain age, it's a guarantee this is going to happen. You just kind of have to let it slide. It's uncontrollable.
They're not
the kids aren't right. The kids aren't being jackasses, but every single kid in the class is farting at one time. That's funny. But now she knows.
Our question: tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Laurel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going?
Hola.
So, 1992, October, I'm on my honeymoon in Honolulu, and I just had the worst time finding food I could eat there because for whatever reason, the octopus and all that weird stuff, I was not into it, but Jack in the Box was right there on on the street. And so I'm a Jack in the Box, right? But that's food you can count on. So we're sitting in... They're kind of these old-style seats. They're plastic, like melamine chairs. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This funky plastic. And they're sort of scooped out so your butt can sit in them. They're not flat. Well, I kind of felt gassy because I've been eating all this weird food. And so I thought, like anybody, that it would just sneak out. But what I didn't know was this is like the perfect echo chamber for farts, these chairs. And so I did it. I know you can identify with this thrill. I just pushed that bitch out.
I pushed the bitch out, just like Steve would do.
I just pushed it out, and it was like the place was full. If you've ever been to Hawaii, lots of Japanese folks there, come to visit. So suddenly, it was so loud, and 50 Japanese people are looking at me like this grievous breach of the manners, right? And my new husband, we've been married for maybe 3 days, looks at me like I have just strangled a puppy, got up and walked out and left.
He left?
Didn't say anything. He got up and he left.
Was that out of embarrassment or he didn't want to smell it?
No, it was just like, I can't believe you did this look on his face. And I'm doubled over laughing because there's no way to exit this stage quietly. So I just get up, I'm laughing my butt off, and I find him like literally 3 blocks down on the main drag in Honolulu. And I am still laughing, and he's looking at me with such like revulsion and hate in his eyes. And I'm like, dude, you will laugh about this one day. I promise you.
Now, you're still married to this guy?
No. We've been divorced for about 18 years.
All right. Did you guys openly fart around each other? I'm only asking because one of the studies and the many things we researched today, they were saying in a relationship, you don't maybe start this way, but once you're in a relationship, they say that farting around each other generally builds a stronger bond. They're not saying, hey, go out of your way to fart around each other. But what they're saying, your comfort level with one another, when you're at the point where you're just blowing out while you're watching TV, kind of like, yeah, my bad, and there's no more discussion. They're like, that is a very good sign of a healthy relationship.
I say that it's a sign that you're secure enough to be real with each other. My only question is, look, I got to ask you this. I'm in Honolulu.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I can eat. I'm walking downtown. I go, oh, Jack in a Box. I got to go there.
Right.
See, that one, I just say that, like, gee, I can't get that back home. I mean, why did you?
Well, I don't like, we went to this place that had all this weird seafood, and I like scallops, I'll eat lobster, but it had this other stuff like eel and a bunch of stuff, and for some reason I was just getting this weird, food panic. So that was the only place I knew exactly what kind of food I was going to get, and so I could eat something I enjoy.
But with that in mind,
fair enough.
Does Jack in Box still make you fart?
No. No, it was just that time, and as far as did we ever get comfortable around one another, he still might, but he told me, he said, the whole year we were dating, you always thought I was being like a gentleman by closing your door, like letting you into the car and closing your door. He goes, why do you think I walked around the back of the car? He wasn't being chivalrous. He was like farting, but in a classy way, and I never knew.
Yeah. I mean, look, early in a relationship, and ladies, honest to God, and Laurel, you basically just exposed us. A lot of our gentlemanly tendencies are, I got to fart, man. That's why. Please go into the door before me because I can do the silent but deadly. You won't hear it, but that way I know you can't even smell my stink trail. And we like to look at your butts. That's another reason.
The church girlfriend scarred me for life. So, like when I started actually dating in high school, had a car and all that. Go to the movie, go to get something to eat, whatever, drop her off at home, and the entire way home, I'm just farting the entire drive because I've held them all. I need to find a place to sneak away.
To fart.
And typically when you're on a date like that, you're with each other the entire time. So there's really, unless you go into the bathroom or something, but you still got to fart. So,
you got to fart. You got to wonder how many. I wish, I don't know, if I had a superpower, it'd be more I want to go to a romantic restaurant and look at all the tables and I could identify who is holding a fart at any one of those tables. Because I'm guessing it's 50%. Male, female, doesn't matter. 50% of the people there are holding a fart. And I get it. And I farted.
You think it's 50?
I'd say at least
just
25.
It's dinner.
Right.
So I feel like if you're at dinner, you've had all day to get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're chilling. Now, once you've eaten dinner and you get home, you might have to be sneaky.
But I also think that some people are kind of nervous if it's a first or second date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes nerves go to their guts. I'm saying at least 25% at any given time. And it doesn't have to be, like the biggest fart ever, even if it's just a little, but they're still holding it because they don't know that it's going to be tiny. I mean, I farted pretty openly in front of my then girlfriend, now wife. She was much more decent than me. And the first time I realized she farted, look, I always make farts with noise and to kind of break the ice. I was like, hey, pull my finger. You know what that leads to. There's no question about it. So early on, when she pulled my finger, I was like, okay, she's a keeper. Because she knows it. She did not look impressed. She did not laugh. But she pulled my finger anyway, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So she never really farted around me. And then there was one day, I remember we're on the sofa. And we had no pets at the time. We're watching TV. And I looked at her. I'm like, hey, did you fart? She's like, I did. I said, damn. But that was the whole conversation.
Impressive.
Right. It was that bad. It was never really spoken of. And it's kind of the same way now. Like if I have to fart, it's a bit of a production. The leg is up, or I'll scream for my son to pull my finger. It happens. My daughter refuses to do it. My wife, again, she'll do it begrudgingly because I have that little kid smile on my face, and she'll just kind of lean over like, Jesus Christ. With her, she never says anything, ever. And it's just, again, you're watching TV. Like a month ago, I looked at her and I said, we've been together for 21 years. She goes, yeah. I said, so I know you're first. She's like, oh, yeah, sorry. I'm
not
like,
bad.
Just say something, man.
Yeah, but you fart all the time.
I do, but I'll say something.
They're not always stinky.
Correct.
You get so angry when everybody else farts.
I do not get angry. Just say something. That's all. Like, hey, man.
You never say anything. You just rip it.
Because I'm ripping it. There's no
Well, that's
secret.
what everyone else does.
But she doesn't.
I don't need
rip
to
it.
announce it to you.
If she lifted her leg and ripped it, I'd be like, okay. I know to
So you need a
anticipate.
sign.
I
You need
just
a
want
sign.
to anticipate.
All right.
That's all it is. You know.
But there's plenty of times in here you just fart.
And we smell it. We're like, oh my God. You're like,
Yeah,
I know,
that to
man.
me is
Sorry, my
hilarious.
bad.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying, you get so mad when anybody else does it. Like, oh, that's awful. It's like, you're the fart guy.
Yeah, I'm a hypocrite. I mean, I own that. I don't know. I don't understand what people have a confusion about that. Like, yeah, exactly.
Our question, tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I admit that. Like, oh, yeah, I'm a hypocrite. Just give me a heads up, man. That's all. Hello, Craig. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Well, I got a couple quick ones here. It was a Christmas season, and I was trying to figure out what to get my folks. So I think I was in Sears somewhere. And
no better place to fart.
Well, just I'm getting there. And anyway, I got some big comforters, and and they were so huge, I could barely. I mean, like I had to turn sideways as I was walking, because in order to see where I was going. So I went to the elevator, and just racing around, and I barely got, the thing open. And I go in there. I'm standing there, and just prior to going shopping, I had stopped by McDonald's and had a couple of burgers. And this is back when they had those minced onions.
They still do.
Do they still do?
Oh, yeah, they're still there.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I figured, so I had one coming on, so I figured, well, this is the best place I can, so I just let one fly there. And I was thinking, boy, it's a good thing there's nobody else in here. And just at that moment, the doors go open, I walk out, and the whole crowd of people walk in there. And I hear these muffled, just
as the doors close. Help me!
This is awful.
And I thought to myself, that was the perfect crime.
That or an escalator. Either way, someone's going to come into it.
Yeah, the escalator. I do feel bad on an escalator because you can just see their faces like, I can't do this here, man. Mm-hmm. I have, but I try not to.
I did one on those Target escalators where you put your card on
the
there.
cart.
Oh, yeah, just totally let one rip and look behind me. I was like, there are people behind me. Because it took so long for me to hook it on and kind of get it. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
So I'm just like moving up there now, and I was like, yeah. And the people behind me were like, oh my God, did you hear that? And I was like,
my bad.
Hey, sorry. I didn't know you're back there.
My sister was in a dollar store, I think it was, and she was in there. There's nobody on her aisle, and she looks both ways, and she lets one fly, and she thought she'd got away with it until this guy from the other aisle over says, "Nice rip, lady."
Oh, damn.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. If you work in a grocery store, I bet more people fart in a grocery store. I don't know what it is about a grocery store, but it just seems like for some reason people just think it's okay to openly fart. And you don't hear it. You just walk through it.
I don't think it's that people think it's okay. I think that no one will be able to identify that it was me.
It just seems...
It's like being if you're in Times Square on New Year's Eve, like, let one go. Even if it reeks, there's no way they're going to say it's you, right? So at the grocery store, everyone can smell it. Everyone starts looking at each other. But look, it's one of 25 people.
I walk into a Verizon store. I don't just walk in and just fart all over the place. But for some reason, in a grocery store, people fart.
Well, everybody goes to the grocery store.
That's one.
And then also, sometimes
there's noise.
People are going in because they're sick. Or
well, I've been
going in for antacid.
You name it.
Right,
You go to the Apple store or whatever. You walk around, you don't smell farts all over the place. You go into a grocery store, you're like, Jesus Christ, man, I'm going to take a different aisle, though. Who am I following?
Exactly.
You seem to tend to run into the same people all the time. For whatever reason,
kind of pace each
which
other.
direction you're going, however you zigzag, you're going to run into that person again who's right in front of what you wanted. You got to wait for them to figure out what they want because you just want to grab your crap and get out of the way.
Didn't your mom fart in the grocery store?
No, it was a department store.
Department store.
I remember it like it was yesterday. We stopped at the Silver Diner. She got vegetarian chili.
Oh, Jesus.
And then, we were in the department store, and you could kind of smell one. It was like, oh, that is awful. And then she unleashed another one and just ran over and grabbed my arm and was like, we need to go
right now.
And then as we were walking, I mean, I feel bad now saying this. As a kid, it was embarrassing. I realized that was more embarrassing for my mom. But I don't know what happened to her stomach. She was still farting as like we walked away. You could hear people like, "Oh my God, Jesus!" It was awful. Vegetarian chili.
Tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Homes.com has collaboration tools to help home shoppers search, share, and discuss home shopping with family, friends, and their agent directly through the site. Though it was fun to get that email from your husband about that 3-bedroom in the hills, to which you replied via text that you would never live in the hills and you'd like to find a 3-bedroom closer to the beach. To which he replied, "Why are you so uncompromising?" A fun way to spend an afternoon, but we think it's just a tad bit easier our way. Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
I'm done with subscriptions. Streaming, fitness, razors, vitamins. I've got subscriptions for everything in my life. They lock you in, and half the time, I can't figure out how to unsubscribe. That's why I'm so excited about the new Blue Apron. Now you can get delicious meals delivered with no subscription needed, including new pre-made options. Keep the flavor, ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, "Drop it."
With comprehensive reports on local schools you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Curious about where a school ranks in the state? Look no further. Percentage of teachers in their first or second year? We've got it. Lowest student-teacher ratio? No problem. The best cafeteria lunch in the district for your 9-year-old food blogger? Would it surprise you if we said yes? Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Tune in live, bitches. Live night, Yachty and Naughty Snoqualmie Casino in Hotel, Friday night, February the 13th. Join us for an entire broadcast where every single thing you see as you are part of the live studio audience is 100% completely live. All the music, all the commercials, all the sound effects. The bands that'll be up there. The Barbershop Quartet.
Yes.
Which will be joining us. But, Daily Big Show and the Men's Room doing the show live. Hopefully you can join us. Tickets are on sale now at KISW.com. All right, Tara, and Steve will have a fart for you.
I hope so.
Yeah, live on stage.
Oh, can't wait.
If I do have to fart, I will fart in fact live.
It is a National Pass Gas Day, so our question, tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Oh, you fart at Live Day, too. That's a much bigger area. That's better for us.
It's a bigger area, no doubt. I think what I'll do, though, if I do have to fart at Live Day, I will definitely let the crowd know. We will see what it sounds like. And then I want to see if the Foley artist can recreate the sound.
Just stand up and fart into the microphone.
That came out of my butt. But I don't see the Foley artist. Like, okay, can you recreate that sound?
Mm-hmm.
The best they could do.
Chris in the new Snoqualmie Ballroom.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
which I have not seen yet. So hopefully that'll be an epic event right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the comments on YouTube from today's question says, my father-in-law farted in a metal chair during a moment of silence at a funeral. I cannot think of a worse time. Like, dude, just hold it until the moment of silence lasts, 10 seconds?
I'm going to sound like a little bit of a D here. Like, it's already a funeral. Do you need a moment of silence? They're pretty quiet.
You know what? You make a good point. Because, like, the whole thing is kind of like a moment of silence. We're just not being quiet. It's a funeral.
Right, and I guess he said memorial service technically, but I like the people who are doing them. I've been to a few of them, but
sure.
They're quick, but for that 10 or 15 minutes, it's pretty silent.
It is very, very quiet. Yes, indeed.
Like, generally, I feel like a moment of silence is at like a sporting event or something big to honor somebody.
Still a bad time to fart.
Yeah.
So is. Hello, Dustin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
All right, so I'm in 6th grade. We've got the end of the year coming up. All of us friends are all together in different classes in the same classroom, and I decided to eat vanilla frosting in the morning. Probably a bad idea because
in the morning. That was your breakfast. Okay.
Yeah, we're 6th graders. Why not? So get in this class, and they're all watching a movie, and I start letting them go, just silent bombs. And all of a sudden, the teacher starts calling us out. Hey, who's farting in here, man? It smells really bad. I ended up getting kicked out of the class, and I didn't even come back in with my friends. They didn't even want me back in there because it was so bad. So that was a fun end of my year.
Yeah. Does frosting still make you fart? Like if you eat a piece of cake, can you count on the fact that you're going to start farting later?
I almost get nervous, but I honestly am a very flatulent person, so I've been trying to really detect what creates this kind of, atmosphere. But I'm a firm believer in biological warfare.
Okay. Are you lactose intolerant at all?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
If I would have stuck my finger in the frosting jar, man, my mom would have killed me.
That's what I mean. Like,
I mean, that was even like Cool Whip, okay. But because I know she bought that for a cake she was going to make, and I know what the occasion is, and
they know if you've done it.
She opens that thing up and she sees a big finger scoop out of there, she's going to kill me because she knows I'm the only one that would do it. So
of course,
that was kind of off limits for me.
I don't think any parent wants you to do it, but I definitely did it as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll eat your cookie dough, but that's about
so you just have to accept that it's going to happen.
Tell us about the epic fart, 206-803-ROCK.
I did see a guy once years ago that didn't smoke a lot of weed.
Okay.
But he had we'll just say a window where he could smoke weed. He smoked weed, and then I watched him stand there and eat a whole container of frosting.
Just the frosting?
Yes.
Wow, man.
And he was literally an athlete. So but I was just like, man, your stomach's going to kill you.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you feel good on the backside of that. Hello, Bruce. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
Well, it kind of starts out with a Seahawks game, some beer, and a big old batch of navy bean soup.
Which is delicious.
It does kind of sound like a recipe.
That is one of my favorite soups. Get a ham hock, man. Get some white navy beans.
Oh, yeah, it's delicious, man. I love it. But made a big old batch of this stuff, and we're watching the Hawks game, and everybody's eating. And then after everybody took off, fast forward to time to go to bed, me and my wife, and I've got a little 6-pound miniature dachshund as, my dog. And she always sleeps in between me and my wife underneath the covers, or at least used to. So we went to bed that night. My wife puts on her little CPAP mask and all that. And I don't know, I fell asleep. A couple hours in, I ripped one. That dog came out from underneath the covers, and she was standing on my collarbone. And I've got blackout curtains, so it's pitch black in my room. I can't see anything. And this dog is standing on my chest. I can smell her breath, and she's looking at me like, you rat bastard.
That's probably why she doesn't sleep in the bed with you anymore.
Oh, she still does, but she doesn't crawl under the covers.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
Live and learn.
You learned that lesson. Now, could your wife smell the farts with the CPAP?
Oh, dude, as soon as the dog came out from underneath the covers, she broke the seal. Oh. My wife woke up, threw an elbow, and she's like, you nasty son of a bitch. She just started teeing off on me. I laughed so hard, my guts hurt for days.
Well, man, an epic fart will wake you up. There's very few, I can fart all night, but if it stinks.
Yeah, that's the one.
I get up and go, oh, man, I might need to poop.
But But usually your dog doesn't get upset. Usually the dog wants to get a whiff of what you're brewing there. You know what I mean? You fart like the dog was wandering over.
Farted constantly.
My dog farts a lot. Few of them stink, but she's definitely a gassy little thing. She'll be on the couch. She's dead asleep, and it's just... And then she'll have the one big one that wakes her up, and her ears are up, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, you know damn well that was not me. That came out of your butt.
Miles used to do a 180. Like, you didn't even see him move. He's like, just turn around, like, what's going on? I don't know if he was whipping around to smell his own fart or if he was just wondering what the hell that was.
It shocked him.
It shocked him every time. It was like a brand new experience.
Yeah, but dogs always seem very confused when they fart in their sleep. Like, oh my God, what happened? Like, you farted. It's not a big deal, man.
The ones that wake you up, I can almost guarantee, like, sometime during the night on Super Bowl Sunday, I'll have one that'll wake me up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right. Just because it's just one of those days. Or like, usually Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, you eat a lot of stuff. That's usually, like, I think for me, I woke up on the 26th. Like, oh, I got to go.
Yeah, I think Thanksgiving farts are rough.
Thanksgiving's probably in there. But, like, any of those kind of days where you're just eating a bunch of just stuff you don't generally eat.
Well, mine was family vacations. Because, you got 4 or 5 people in a car.
Right.
Or in my case, a van. And, you're on an 8 to 10 hour road trip.
Mm-hmm.
You're not eating exactly, the best food. You're stopping for fast food or you brought sandwiches or whatever the deal was. But either way, I mean, and the thing with my family was no one would ever admit to the culprit. So they would always blame me. But, I had a brother. I had a sister. I've got a mom in the car. I've got a dad in the car.
But they would blame you.
Right. And it was like, look, this is not me. And with a Volkswagen bus in the back, all you could do was kind of
slide that window half
open. Slide it. You got like it cracked open like an inch.
Right.
In the back. So when you did that, all of the fart was trying to exit. So they rolled the window down the front. All the fart smell is coming straight through the back of that window at me.
Right.
As the air goes through the van. Tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
All right, mine starts. I don't know what we ate or what caused it, and it is a we, but that's not important. So my wife and I, this was 22 years ago, we're flying home from California out of Long Beach Airport. There's a thunderstorm blowing over, so the entire airport is shut down. No one's taking off. They're not loading planes. No one's flying out. People everywhere. I don't know who started it, start farting, and it stinks so bad. We are just giggling to ourselves like school children because it was so rancid. And after a while of this, I get up and had to pee or something. I walk away.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh, no.
And he's gone.
Brian?
Call us back.
Yeah, call us back, man.
Tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, big hola.
Hola.
So I'm going to try to make this quick because I know I can ramble sometimes. I have an ileostomy. Do y'all know what that is?
I do not.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, a colostomy bag.
Oh,
okay, all right.
So you don't even have a chute down there?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But it's in a different area of my stomach. So while I was in the hospital when they were trying to figure out what was going on with me to have me get this ileostomy, I had to go number 2 super bad because I have very bad stomach issues, as I'm sure you can tell by me saying I have a ileostomy bag.
Yeah.
And I asked the nurses if I could go to the bathroom, and they wouldn't let me go to a bathroom. They brought me a bedside commode. And this was in the middle of me being probably one of the sickest I've ever been in my life. And I was at Harborview. So I was in a room. It was kind of like a triage.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was in a room with like 20 other people in like 20 other beds separated by curtains, and that's it. I didn't have my own room. I didn't have a door. I didn't have nothing.
It's more like a NICU or a PICU. You must have been in some pretty bad shape.
Yeah, I was going down, so I told her I had to go to the bathroom, and she wouldn't let me go to a bathroom, and she brought me a bedside commode. So I said, I don't think you want to do that right now. And she legitimately asked me why. And I said, well, I'm in here for a reason. I've had stomach issues since I was born, and I don't think these people want to be present for this. And the nurse completely refused, and I was forced to go in a bedside commode. And when I did, it was a pretty bad event, and I could literally hear multiple people complaining, like down the room I was in, about how bad it smelled.
Well, the water helps.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you dry dock one anywhere, it smells 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky I was surrounded at least like by curtains, and it was kind of unanimous as to who was doing it. But at the same time, that was probably like the most embarrassing point of my life, and I will never forget that. And now that I do have the ileostomy, I have zero control of that. So I can literally let it rip at any time, and I'll never know it. So I've been in like doctor's offices. I've been at like the DMV when it was just dead silent, and this thing gets loud because it's just a plastic bag.
Right. So I'm saying, does a fart come through the valve and into the bag? In other words, could your bag feasibly fill up with air?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So the cool thing about it nowadays is you can't smell it.
Well, yeah, because it's in a plastic bag, but you can hear it.
Oh, well, and it's loud.
It's probably like hitting like a little bubbler.
But does the colostomy bag make it louder?
Yeah, because it kind of like reverbs off the plastic.
Oh, geez.
So like how that lady who was talking about when she was in Honolulu at Jack in the Box on that chair.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but I have zero control over that, and it can happen like anywhere.
So your body does not give you any indication that you either have to poop or fart. If it has to, it just does it?
Correct. Yep.
What's
the only way
worst?
that I know like it happened is because I can feel like the weight in my bag. Other than that, I have no bubbles. I have no like stomach movement. Nothing.
Where's the worst place that this has happened for you?
Where
other people may have noticed that had happened, and you're just like, boy.
Okay, well, it's happened during intimacy before, quite a few times.
So you still have the bag on while you're doing that?
I have to.
You can't put a cork in it just for like, half an hour?
If I want to go septic, sure. But
Do the people comment during intimacy when this happens, or does everyone just kind of ignore it and you carry on?
So she's been nice. She's a nurse.
All right, well, that helps.
It's very embarrassing for me, and I think I kind of make it more weird because I like stop. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
Well, to be fair, you just pooped. I mean, I understand that.
Look, okay, you're trying to tell me we're together, all right? We're a couple, and we're making love, right? And you could feasibly just start pooping in that bag in the middle of it, and I can watch this happen. Is this correct?
Yeah, you could.
You don't wear a shirt or anything like that. See, like I'd be subconscious
So,
to some degree. Like,
most of the, I am. Trust me. But most of the time, I do wear a shirt at least because obviously I am incredibly self-conscious of it. Even so, I've had it for almost 7 years now. But I still, I can't do it without a shirt because I am incredibly self-conscious.
I would be too.
Have you been with the same woman the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
was she with you before the bag or after the bag?
No, afterwards.
All right.
So this is my wife I'm talking about here, and we've only been married for like 2.5 years.
Okay, quick question about that then. And obviously anyone's going to be self-conscious if they have a colostomy bag. I would just assume they are anyway. So you're now on a date with this person, or whatever the case may be. The first time you're going to get intimate, I'm assuming this is a topic you bring up on your own as opposed to saying, surprise.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. I bring it up immediately.
And how do you, what's the phrasing? Just so you know, I have a colostomy bag.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
That is because, as self-conscious as I am, I got to be honest, because, that could be, a shock factor and, a deal breaker.
Well, if they don't know, and I'm not saying to be a deal breaker, but shocking for sure.
So you don't go in for bro hugs or anything like that, right?
No. Yeah, well, I can if I just went to the bathroom.
Stay high enough. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. So when that thing gets full, you have how much time does it take to change it?
Okay, so if I'm in a rush, wait, do you mean empty it or actually change the whole thing?
What do you do? Do you empty it or do you change? Do you empty it into a toilet and then just put it back on, or do you change it?
No, so it has a little outlet at the bottom of it that kind of folds in and is Velcroed.
Okay.
So I just basically sit on a toilet and unfold it, and it just dumps in, and then I just wipe out the little port and then fold it back up, and I'm good to go.
Do you wash it out in the sink?
No.
Okay. All right. Now, has there ever been a time when you got this thing out that you had to go to the bathroom not realizing it, and it just you got to kind of squirt out the hole there real quick in the middle of the changing?
Oh yeah, yep, and that sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say that. How far does it fly?
Yeah, so okay, if we want to get real here,
yes.
I think the furthest that it has flown, I would give it probably about 2.5 feet.
Jeez, man,
is it a lot or is it just like a?
It's like a squirt. You know, like if, you have a garden hose that doesn't have like a nozzle on the end and it doesn't fully get finished and you accidentally step on it and it does a little just, What's
the worst thing that you've hit as a result? Like if you're in your own bathroom, you hit the shower curtain, did it land on the vanity and there's your wife's, hair dryer and all that kind of thing?
Okay, so a couple times it has went directly in my sink.
Well, that's not the worst.
Yeah, at least it's washable for the most part. Other times, there has been a time I hit the mirror.
All right, that's worse than is it.
But for the most part, I have learned to change it like that in the shower.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Live and learn.
Does it matter what you eat? Like if I eat a bunch of like crappy food late at night, like sometimes the next day it's not a very solid bowel movement. It comes out with force.
Absolutely, it does. So that's kind of half the reason why it will like sometimes rocket or like make a lot of noise. So if I drink a lot of carbonation, like a bunch of energy drinks or a couple beers or something, that comes out just super loud because of the bubbles.
By the way, what's the volume of the bag? I mean, what is there any reasonable threat that you could overflow this bad boy? Right, and again, because you don't have any control and you don't know when it's going to happen.
Super Bowl Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm very self-aware of it. The worst part about it is I haven't really gotten a good night's sleep since I've gotten it.
Sure.
Because I am very self-aware about it, so I wake up constantly through the night. But there have been a couple times where I didn't wake up in time, and it kind of just emptied itself all over the bed.
Well, I was going to ask if your body stops sending you the poop signal, the universal bat signal that you got to take a dump. I would just think, like, how many times have you woken up and this has happened, right? Because for anybody else, like, if I have to poop and I'm dead asleep, 9 times out of 10, whatever dream I'm having, the dream becomes about the fact that I need to get up and go to the bathroom. And then when I wake up, that's exactly the situation, right? Because I'm getting the bat signal. But if you don't even get that, it's just happening no matter what.
Yep.
Do you have
I have zero bat signals nowadays.
Okay. Do you have is there I understand that the bag attaches to your side or your stomach. What holds that bag into place? Is there like a Velcro strap that you wear around your waist?
So the main thing is it's basically like a pretty thick like bandage material.
Okay.
And I cut like a custom hole in like the waterproof section of it to go over the port where the stuff comes out.
Okay.
And then the bag snaps on to that.
All right.
And then I do have and then I do have an elastic strap that goes around my waist that kind of secures it. So I definitely now know how women feel wearing bras all day. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I was going to say, it's kind of like...
but they all have boobs.
Yeah, but you got like Skims on. I mean, I'm sure like your stomach looks probably thinner.
Yeah.
Not really. Not when it's full poop.
Damn.
National Past Gas Day. Tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
When you think about meal kit companies, what do you see? Probably long, complicated recipes and subscriptions you can't escape. But with the new Blue Apron, we're doing meal delivery differently. No subscription needed. Faster, easier meals. And the same dedication to quality we've always had. Shop 100+ meals at blueapron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Homes.com is the only place where you can find specialized neighborhood guides with the in-depth insider info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Want to know if there's homes for sale in the area? We've got it. How long has a home been on the market? We'll know it. Average lot size? Uh-huh. Proximity to local parks? Of course. Insight into your neighbor's divorce? We're working on it. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang. You may remember me as being the guy who wanted to get money into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, I'm still at it, and I'm now the founder of Noble Mobile, the first carrier that pays you to use your phone less. With Noble, you get unlimited talk, text, and 5G data on the T-Mobile network, and you can earn up to $20 cash back a month for getting off your phone. Try it for just $10 a month. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10. That's noblemobile.com and use my code YANG10 to get paid to use your phone less.
This is the mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Food Sox last count on at 4:30. In the meantime, it is National Pass Gas Day. A couple of headlines here. National Pass Gas Day. Kids don't find farts funny anymore.
What has happened to these kids?
They did a roundup of the top things kids did not find funny in 2025. And apparently farts are not funny anymore. Videos went viral in July where parents and teachers claimed that Gen Alpha kids don't laugh when someone cuts a loud fart, even if it's a wet one or a squeaker.
Even if it's a wet one, yes.
One video showed a mom asking her kid about it, and he was adamant no one in his class would laugh if he farted, even if it stunk. He informed her that farting is a normal thing that we do. And she agreed because he's right. But she said everyone would have laughed when she was a kid. It is not clear why farts are not funny.
Yeah, what happened?
Anymore.
Are we raising serial killers?
Did you listen to that audio today?
Of?
Like the woman on TikTok that posted it?
No.
Basically, the kid just seems smarter. It's a little kid, but he's like, it's a natural thing. And she was like, yeah, but we used to laugh. And he's like, I don't know. It just happens naturally. We don't laugh anymore.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Come on, kids. Lighten up, man.
Here's another one. Maryland caregiver caught on camera hitting a man who allegedly farted in his face. The government ordered a Maryland man to serve 6 months in jail for abuse of a vulnerable adult. A judge did suspend the full sentence, though, and placed him on probation for over a year. The charges, and this according to Jeannie Perrell, charges stem from November 2023, where Foodzing Mabord reportedly hit a victim who was in his care multiple times. The sister of the victim had cameras installed, which caught Mabord striking the vulnerable man on the back while cleaning him. When asked why he hit him, he said the victim passed gas in his face, and he threatened to do it again if the victim kept going.
Damn.
Here's another one. Woman said she had a 7-year infection after her ex farted in her face.
I remember this story.
We brought you that story probably a month or so ago.
And you know what the worst part is? They're not still together.
No. She sleeps under the covers. And he kept basically, just Dutch ovening her.
Yeah.
To the point where she got sick. She got an E. coli, fecal oral transmission disease. When bacteria from poop that's too small to see make its way into a person's mouth and digestive tract. Typically, it will cause you to have diarrhea and stomach pain. There was a third video that they put out and revealed that her prescribed antibiotics weren't healing her sinus infection. Now she's going to go under surgery because of what happened when she was breathing the farts through her nose.
God, man.
They're going to use general anesthesia to go up there and physically scrape off where the bacteria has been, really wash it out, and get all of the infected tissue out of there from her boyfriend's farts. And I'm not sure if they're together or not.
No, they have since moved on. And that's the thing. She's like, I dated this guy 7 years ago. It is 7 years later. I'm still dealing with this thing.
Yeah, she, this is a 7-year infection that this woman is going from.
Yeah, think about that.
7 years. How does that get in your sinuses unless you have a boyfriend who farts disgustingly and you're forced to inhale it because you're immobile after ankle surgery and you sleep with the covers over your head? Our question in honor of National Pass Gas Day. Tell us about the epic fart. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bo. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
I got a real quick one for you. I was about 13, and I was on crutches, and my brother was home on leave, and we had to go to a Radio Shack. So I'm trying to keep up with him, and all of a sudden, I got hit with this stench that was just horrible. So I get up there and I looked at him. I said, "Did you S your pants?" And he just kind of smiled. So we're trying to hurry up and get out of Radio Shack. We were at the back of the store. When we get up to the front and we're paying, and the manager is standing there, and he says to one of the employees, says, "My God, open that door. Somebody S their pants." And my brother just kind of smiling, and I'm just like, my God. He's that way.
That one's a tandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the whole store was just.
Well, they weren't that big.
But still.
You were back there by the little electronic parts. You know what I mean, that hang on the hooks. Those stores weren't huge.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really rough.
Yeah.
When the manager has to open the door, you know it's bad.
If I saw Radio Shack, I'd have to go in there.
Now, wait, were you the only two customers in there?
No, we weren't.
Okay.
We weren't. But my brother's the type of guy that can fart in a windstorm and the wind won't blow through it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
There you go.
At the break point.
In a Radio Shack. Tell us about the epic fart, 206-803-ROCK.
I don't know why that makes it better. Just because it was a Radio Shack.
If I saw Radio Shack, I'd have to go in.
Oh, I would too, man.
I'd be like, "Oh, dude, there's a Radio Shack. I just got to see what they got."
To me, Radio Shack was like the kids' version of Sharper Image. You don't need anything in here, but you want everything.
Well, it's also cheaper than the name brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get a stereo, like a realistic
Tandy.
or whatever. Tandy. And it was
they also sold CDs and stuff.
Did they?
The one I grew up with did. Yeah, we would go in there all the time. There was a bunch of stuff to buy.
But they would have like a dumb little robot in there. You had no idea what it did. It was just
Didn't matter. You got to put it together yourself.
Had little lights on it and all that crap.
Yeah, my brother loved that store because that's where his brain was. Yeah. And I'm like, look, I'm excited to be here because my brother can identify what this is supposed to be. So if he said it's a robot, I'm like, that's really cool. I would never help him make it, but when he was done, I would play with his creation for sure.
I would. Yeah, the Radio Shack I used to go to as a kid now is a giant liquor store and bistro.
Jesus Christ. Giant liquor store and bistro.
Yeah.
That is an odd pairing.
It is, but it was such a big location, and it's still there. You know what I mean? Like, I could picture it like yesterday, right?
Yeah.
There was a Blockbuster on a corner, Three Brothers Pizza. In the back was just a giant Radio Shack, but it closed down forever. So now it's almost like a Total Wine, that big of a store.
Okay.
It's where I saw like our original beer one of the first times on the East Coast.
Okay, that makes sense.
But in the back, they built this bistro too, and it was good.
Huh.
It was awesome. It's just, and you'd have to know. I think it was a Radio Shack. It still has that, like that square.
That's what kind of cracks me up about some of the places, right? So like, every place that has taken over a Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut has that roof.
There's one by us. On Lake City Way.
There's a whole
diner.
Dude, I know exactly.
And I love that diner. But the first time I sat in there, I was like, I just asked the waitress, I go, this used to be a Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And on X, there is a whole thread. This used to be a Pizza Hut because I used to follow it. There are strip clubs in them, chiropractor offices, and you could just tell by the roof. It's like seeing if they had them out here. I'm not sure they did, but
Howard Johnson.
Well, Holiday Inn had a very distinctive sign. I've seen those taken over where they just like Joe's Inn now or whatever.
They do.
Arthur Treacher's is the one I was thinking of as far as the light pole sign they used to have, which was a fish and chip shop.
We were in Everett, all right? So we were in Everett, and Miles, we're walking toward Angel of the Winds, right? It's a couple of weeks ago. And we're looking at this building. It has a little parking lot, but it was the light pole thing. And I'm like, dude, that had to be an Arthur Treacher's, but it wasn't a lamp store.
It was actually a lamp store.
And so that's the thing that threw us
sense.
off. It could have always been a lamp store, but it had that definitive Arthur Treacher's kind of thing out front. So I don't know. But there was a church, I don't know if you remember this in Baltimore, York Road. It was a former Pizza Hut. They converted it into a church. Next to that was another church that was obviously a former 7-Eleven. But what I liked about this was, because it had a little mini parking lot. Remember 7-Eleven used to put their solo sign up on a big rotating pole?
Yeah.
They took down the 7-Eleven and put up a neon cross.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, they're making use of what's there.
I do miss when actual pizza chains had indoor seating.
Yeah.
The pizza was just so much better. It's hot, fresh, and there's always a video game in there, too.
Always.
But it was only Pizza Hut.
I mean, there'd be some local
we have one called Pizza Inn, and you could go and eat those.
There was but I'm just saying, Pizza Hut was the only chain I remember. Because Domino's was always delivery, right? I think Papa John's was I don't think they ever had restaurants.
Did anyone else use those odd red cups that Pizza Hut used? That's the only place I've seen those red.
Sizzler.
Did they use those?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
If you got a number on your table, you got a red cup.
What size were those?
Were they
22?
20?
I just feel like as a kid, that was like a bonus, was the amount of soda.
They were huge.
Tell us.
You know how everything's a subscription now? Music, movies, even socks. I swear if
To continue this ad, please upgrade to Premium Plus Platinum.
What? No. Anyway, Blue Apron.
This is a pay-per-listen ad. Please confirm your billing.
Oh, that's annoying. At least with the new Blue Apron, there's no subscription needed. Get delicious meals delivered without the weekly plan.
Wait, no subscription?
Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats! But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune. Which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Homes.com is the only place where you can find specialized neighborhood guides with the in-depth insider info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Want to know if there's homes for sale in the area? We've got it. How long has a home been on the market? We'll know it. Average lot size? Proximity to local parks? Of course. Insight into your neighbor's divorce? We're working on it.
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
New year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now, get 2 snack wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8. For a limited time only, prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang. You may remember me as being the guy who wanted to get money into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, I'm still at it, and I'm now the founder of Noble Mobile, the first carrier that pays you to use your phone less. With Noble, you get unlimited talk, text, and 5G data on the T-Mobile network, and you can earn up to $20 cash back a month for getting off your phone. Try it for just $10 a month. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10. That's noblemobile.com and use my code YANG10 to get paid to use your phone less.
Of the Epic Fart, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bree. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Hi, gents. Can you hear me okay? I'm on speakerphone.
Yeah, we got you.
Actually, you're fine.
Great. Well, I don't know if you remember me. I called in about a year ago with a case of Benadryl with my husband, and we ended up talking about how he's allergic to eggs and lots of farting and stuff like that.
I think it's mildly familiar, yeah.
Yeah, you talk to so many people. It's okay if you don't remember. But I was excited about this prompt today because he's given me a lot of material over the years. Love you, babe. This particular story, we were in Ocean Shores. He had just had foot surgery, so he was walking around on crutches. It was summer, and it was surprisingly hot at the ocean, which it isn't usually. We were there with his dad and had fish and chips at a local restaurant. And I don't know if it was they changed their recipe or what happened, but all of us, it wasn't food poisoning, but it was a rapid need to take care of it, if you know what I mean. And the bathrooms are scarce in Ocean Shores. I don't know if you've been there or not.
The restaurants are scarce in Ocean Shores.
Yeah.
You're lucky to find a freaking restaurant or a bar. Christ, we know.
It's insane. So all of us, it's just at different times, thankfully. But when it hit my husband, who's hobbling on crutches, it came on so fast that he goes, I got to go. I got to find a bathroom right now. And so we're all panicking, trying to find him one. And we're walking to a Subway at his pace. I'm like, there's definitely one in there. Let's go in. I'll buy a sandwich if I have to. And we're about halfway there. And he, unfortunately, could not fight fate. And it happened. And then he kind of stopped and was like, oh, no.
Like a whimper?
And then he just kept hobbling to the bathroom. And the best part about this story is he gets to the bathroom, takes care of his business. He's in there for a while. He comes out, and the next guy who's been waiting goes in. And as the door closes, we hear, Jesus.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't order a sub.
I felt so bad, but it was so funny.
But all of you guys went down in flames from the fish and chips.
Uh-huh. I ended up finding a very nice, kind lady in the ice cream shop who goes, "This isn't. Don't tell anybody, but yeah, go ahead and go use this." And it was like the storage closet with a toilet in it for the employees.
Why did she let you? Hang on.
Once again, bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
So, Bree, I got a question for you then.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right, man. Are you normally that upfront with people, or is it just that in this particular case, I am not going to mince words?
Yes and no. I'm a very upfront person, and I've been told that I'm kind of endearing in my awkwardness.
Okay.
But when the situation is crucial, yeah, I don't mince words. I was like, I'm so
about
sorry,
to
you don't
ask
know
my
me, but I
parents.
need to use a bathroom.
Do you or your husband have IBS, or was this just basically food poisoning?
No, this was, I think, mild food poisoning. He does have a really sensitive stomach, but because it hit all of us at different times, I think that this was just a mild food poisoning. And again, maybe it was just like the oil they fried it in was bad. I have no idea.
So
it's
when you
definitely
say-
slick.
What can he not eat? So you say your husband has a sensitive stomach. Like, what is something like if you go? It's one thing to eat at home. You can say, I'm not making this for you. There's no chance. But like you go to a restaurant and you're thinking, please God, don't order blank off the menu. Like, what is the thing that you know is going to set it off?
This is what we talked about the last time I called in too. Eggs.
Does he like eggs?
Yeah.
He loves eggs, and it's so it's eggs. It's tomatoes, specifically the skins, give him a problem.
Oh yeah, nightshades
and like the nightshade family, yeah. And then soy, sesame. Here's the weird one. His worst allergy is mold. Citric acid, if you didn't know, I think is a byproduct of mold as a preservative. It's in everything. So even like something as small as citric acid can set his stomach off.
What about, I would assume that real mayonnaise would be a problem, like Duke's. Because that's 100%.
It'll live up to the name, yeah.
That's a good, I don't know. We have tuna frequently, but the mayo we get is like made with avocado oil, so I don't know if that would
okay,
or not.
see, all right.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
I have been Ocean Shores a bunch. I've been to that Subway. I know that ice cream shop. Like, do not say the name. I've also had some of the worst food I've ever had in that city. But I would say, was this more of a restaurant or like a bar atmosphere?
It was, oh, shoot. And I don't remember the name anyway. It was one of the only places to get food. I remember
There's
it being
only
a
3.
restaurant.
There's 3.
All
There's
right.
a pizza spot. There's an Irish pub.
Galway Bay is dope.
Yeah.
The Irish bar is awesome.
Right.
An Irish bar sounds like a place that would
I
serve fish and
definitely
chips.
wouldn't have gotten fish
Well,
and chips.
the
because
thing is-
I like it, but it's not my favorite. So
Well, not only that, but I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it seems like they also all close at 8.
Right.
Or like
Correct.
Really early, like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So even if you're hungry late, you're screwed.
Hey, Bree, the next time any one of us goes to Ocean Shores, if we go to that ice cream place, can we put up like a sticky note that says Bree pooped here?
Bree was here.
yes, you can.
We'll leave a block of cheese.
And at the Subway, we'll be like, Bree's husband cleaned up here. He almost made it.
Tris into this, yeah.
Okay. Just little, some people carve their names, just like.
There's not a lot of
Yeah,
options.
no, I
but-
love that.
Yeah. Like, I will say, yeah, again, I'm not going to name places, but one place we went, right, Terrence's husband, Brad, he's not a drinker.
Yeah.
So we were in there drinking, he got food or whatever. We walked out, he goes, that might be the worst hamburger I've ever had. And then I went back like 2 years later, I had my mom in town, and we went in there, and same thing, I was like, we're not eating here again.
It's just that bad.
There's just not a lot of options.
I know, but
There's
you would
not,
think when
and
you
I
have
think she's
limited
right.
options, you would do better.
Right, but I also think they're just, that tourist season is so short there.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, for the last, usually you just end up go out there and cook.
But even the people who live there, don't they want to go eat someplace? Where do they go to the casino? They go to Quinalda? What do they do?
Probably.
I mean, that would be my call. Because
I mean, there's the couple of hotels, right? I stayed at the Shiloh Inn. Like they have a nice little restaurant in there and bar. So I mean, there is a couple spots. I don't know. I have a checkered history with that place. I've had some fun times there, and then I've had some very odd experiences with people where I'm just like, what is going on?
All right. Tell us about the epic fart, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brock. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Hey, I wanted to say I'm sorry
about what happened to you guys on Sunday. That was a pretty sad way to end your season.
Well, I mean, nothing happened. Guy missed the kick. You know what I mean?
End of story.
Yeah, but I appreciate it.
Now you got to look for a new coach, though.
This is true.
Yeah, we gave you one.
Yeah, I know. I wish we had timed that better, but yeah, here we are.
That was the overall sentiment I read a lot yesterday.
Oh, I saw they were hitting
people
us
are
up
just
on
like
YouTube.
the people in Baltimore were just like, well, why didn't we do this 2 years ago and keep McDonald?
And then I saw a bunch of Seahawks fans were like, "Hey, thank you for keeping Harbaugh long enough."
They gave him away.
I know.
I mean, nothing. Just here.
Well, I was telling Miles, though, the Ravens have already requested an interview with Kubiak.
Kubiak, yeah. But to be fair, pretty much everyone looking for a coach has requested an interview with Kubiak. So he should come to Baltimore.
So this is back in my 20s, like mid-20s or whatever. I'm dating this hot chick. She's out of my league, kind of. It's one of those where we just kind of would go out on the weekends and go to bars. So, you know, drink some beers, eat some bar food, bunch of drinks, and then we'd go back to her place afterwards. And so this went on for like 2 or 3 months. You know, it was just, we were dating, but it was like,
yeah, casual.
We'd get together on the weekends and have a good time. But we'd always go back to her place and stuff. And so I would, you know, trying to be not poof and make sure that I, you know, wouldn't pass gas when I was out with her. So before I'd leave, you know, later, after a few times, because I knew I'd be spending the night at her house, I'd make sure I'd try to go to the bathroom before I left to go out to meet her and stuff. But so, yeah, whenever we're at her place, I'd have to try to find ways when I, you know, finally had to pass gas to, you know, we're up in bed sleeping. She lives in a single bed loft and the bathroom's right there. So I wouldn't want to go in there and, you know, just stink up the whole place. So I'd act like I was going to get some water in the middle of the night, and I'd go downstairs and sit on the couch and just let one rip just to try to cover it up. And then, you know, when she's upstairs, so I'd open up the sliding door and stick my butt out and, you know, let one rip then. And, you know, in the morning I'd have to get up and I'd find an excuse to go outside. Oh, I left something in the car, and, you know, just go out and do stuff like that. So
I get it, man. Yeah. Look, one of the advantages of being a smoker, it's not always that I need a cigarette, but I've been, you know, where you're not quite super comfortable with all the company, for lack of a better way of saying it. Like, yeah, I'm going to go grab a smoke and go outside, and I will smoke, but also I got to fart my ass off. And the worst is I'll get up to smoke because rarely am I in a group of people where there's any other smokers. So within the last year, I will say I was going to pull that move because I can feel my gut, right? I don't really know if it went well. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go outside, grab a smoke. They're like, all right, no problem. This chick pops up like, oh, God, thank God, someone else smokes. I'll smoke with you. And in my head, I'm like, God damn it, man. Like, honestly, I just want to fart.
Well, the ring cam will bust you now.
Well, I got, busted on my, our friend Dizzle is in Colorado Springs. Every time you open the front door, the voice is, you're being recorded. So I finally farted at her, right? Because I had to fart, and I just thought, that's funny. I did not realize that the husband in this scenario, he's a bass player, and he plays with the jazz band. He had a gig that night, and as he explained it to me, he goes, I got 11 alerts on my phone. And he's like, I'm playing music, man, but I can see my phone lighting up. It lights up a little different with the alert. So finally, we have a break in set. I go over there. Here's the 11 video alerts, and it's basically you walking outside to smoke a cigarette. He's like, but like on 3 different occasions, you were like, shut the F up. You lifted your leg and farted. I said, I did do that. I did not realize that it went to your phone. He's like, yeah, all night, man. I'm like, my bad.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks.
I didn't know.
Tell us about the epic fart, 206-803-ROCK.
I told you I used to open the slider door.
In your own place?
Yeah. But then the one girl was just like, I know you're farting. I was like, how do you know? She's like, you're just standing at the slider. We're like, right, you just open it enough and just barely put your butt out.
Yeah, that is obvious. But, you know, like, look,
it's still courteous.
I don't mind that you know I'm farting, right? I'm not trying to share the stink with you. That's
correct.
That's all.
You gotta go
is,
outside.
man.
You gotta close that slider.
Yeah.
You gotta walk back and forth a couple times.
Yes.
Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30, and we've got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
So here's the thing with homemade meals. Eating them is great, but all the chopping and measuring and cleanup, not so much. With new one-pan assemble and bake meals from Blue Apron, you get all the flavor of homemade meals with a fraction of the work. Just assemble the pre-chopped ingredients, bake in the oven, and enjoy. Shop, assemble, and bake at blueapron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Hold up, we got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, cut up the return of Who Sucks Less, but first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And a couple from our question. It is a National Pass Gas Day. Our question, tell us about the epic fart. Some of these from the text, some of these from our YouTube channel there at KISW Rock. Says, guys, a 7th grade PE class, co-ed, gymnastics. Doing my routine at the very end of my gymnastics routine that I was being graded in, I had to do a power handstand. And as I did my power handstand, I let out the biggest, loudest fart ever. I got an A+.
All right.
For my routine. Yeah, the extra plus was for the extra effort, she said. Guys, not sure many of you men can relate, but farting while getting a Brazilian wax is a new level of humiliation.
Wow, man, that is bad.
You're ripping and you're ripping.
I'm assuming it's from the pain.
Or just the fact that you got your legs up in the air and spread probably to be able to get in there.
But I feel like you could hold it then. But when you're in extreme pain, you know what I mean? That if you have to fart, you're going to fart.
Guys, being paralyzed, I don't always know when I need to fart. So I was at the movies, and at the most dead silent part of the movie, I leaned over to get pressure off my ass, as I do every 20 to 30 minutes or so, ripped one of the loudest farts. It was so damn funny. There are definitely perks to this in life. That from Crippled Jeremy. Yeah. I mean, you can't feel anything below wherever chest, you know?
He's got to be easy to find, though. All right, man, you're gonna be, look, I'm going to get there late. You're going to meet my buddy Jeremy. How do I know what he looks like? He goes by Crippled Jeremy. Just trust me.
Well,
right?
Even if you know, well, Jeremy, even if you don't know when you're going to fart, does that also mean you don't know when you're going to use the bathroom?
I would think that they're connected, right?
Yeah, you would have to. Guys,
what are you thinking?
No, you're right. I was thinking about, you're like, he's easy to find. I was like,
He goes by Cripple Jeremy.
We've met him plenty of times.
Yeah.
He comes to stuff. I think he does roller. It's not basketball. It's some sport.
What's that? There's another big one. Is
it like rugby? I think
yeah.
he's the rugby.
Do you know what's big in?
You know
what's big in DC? Apparently, I read an article about it today. Roller boxing.
Really?
Oh yeah. Huge article on Fark.
Like people in wheelchairs?
Yes.
But how close can you
They're close.
really get?
They're beating the hell out of each other.
Are they specialized wheelchair? I'm just thinking, if we're needed,
it looks like an athletic wheelchair that you would use if you're doing a marathon or if you're doing basketball or whatever the deal is.
Because I wonder, instead of weight class, I'd almost do it by arm length class.
Yep.
Right, like Ted, you're
right,
considerably
reach,
stronger than I am, but I have better reach. So if we're knee to knee, I'm going to be tagging you all day.
I got to look this up.
Yeah.
I was in upper management at Safeway, and my favorite time of the year was Thanksgiving when the aisles are completely packed. I had to stock the canned good aisle a few times at night, and I would relish in the fact that I had a captive audience for my farts. All bent over, squatting to rack the shelves. There was a constant rumble. People would audibly gasp and mention how someone pooped their pants. Meanwhile, I'm red in the face, trying not to erupt in laughter and push out more toxic fumes. Love you guys. And one more. I have felt sick many times listening to the men's room over the years. Listening to these conversations, I think this is the sickest that I've ever been.
Really?
So in 20 years, we've accomplished
this one.
Right.
It's just farts, man. We've definitely done worse shows than this.
Just real quick. I mean, the biggest thing with this wheelchair boxing, it's like when you want to move, you got to put your hands down.
Yeah, so don't move.
Right, this guy's kind of stuck in the corner, and he's trying to move, but...
Oh, he can move back a little. There's not much room in there.
Yeah.
Bam. Look out. See? It's crazy.
No, I'm just watching, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, right? I mean, they're throwing good punches. Snap on it. It would also seem hard... Sorry.
Well, how do you know you're knocked out? I mean, you knock the person over in the
I was going to say,
wheelchair?
it would seem hard to generate that much power, too, as a lot of it is kind of
right, you want to move your hips,
body and moving your hips.
Well, there's no body shots, obviously.
Well, good point.
You know,
yeah, it's all face,
You'll have to defend one thing, and that's your head. Okay, time for a birthday email from the men's room, brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Got one birthday today.
Oh.
Pacholos, can I get a medley of fish sandwiches and a big old bong rip for my best pal, Grandma Derek, on his 31st birthday? He's been my best pal since middle school, and when he woke me up 5 minutes after class got out. We're a common law marriage, it seems, with how much we've been through together. Thanks, bitches. Have a great day. That from Alex, the ADH dork.
Can I get
a fillet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have the fish sandwich? Put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
For a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side.
Yeah.
I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon and at night.
I'll buy you a fish sandwich.
So you don't want a fish sandwich?
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Thank you, Rob. A couple extra emails. Our question yesterday was about what got on you or what got in you. Mm-hmm. Says, guys, when I was working as an emergency room tech, I had to help an older gentleman change from his clothes to a gown. Now, he had this skin condition that made him look and feel like an alligator.
Nice.
When I helped him peel his shirt off, a skin flake with the size and consistency of a cornflake flew into the air like a pregame coin tossed and landed in my mouth.
Oh!
Where you would tuck some dip. I've dealt with blood, pus, urine, vomit, poop, everything else, but that absolutely sucked the most. Cheers on your show, reaching drinking age, guys. That from Ryan.
That is so gross, man.
Damn, that's something. What makes you feel old? Fellas, catching up on your question via the Odyssey app. What made me feel old was when me, my wife, and my son were taking a tour of an aircraft carrier. Me and my wife were checking out some of the cool stuff on the boat and looked back at my son, who was stopped and staring at the wall. I go to get him, and he points up to a landline telephone and asks, "What is that?" That was 10 years ago.
Damn.
Love the show. That from Troy. Well, if you don't know, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
if you don't know what a phone ring used to sound like, you'd be like, what in the heck is that, right?
I mean, you can put it onto your cell phone, but I don't know that the younger generation knows that cell phone ring is just the ring of a phone.
I use it for my alarm.
That makes sense. It's irritating.
It is it's very irritating.
And it's amazing. That's what we grew up with. But you never slept through a phone call. If the phone rang anywhere in the house, the entire house woke up.
We had our rotary phone so long before we even got a touch tone phone. The one with my cousin, same thing. He was like, I don't know how this works.
Have you seen kids try to figure out the rotary phone? No, it's awesome. I mean, it's just, and look, I get it. You would not think you have to spin something, but they just kind of stick their finger in the hole.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you do? It's like, dude, you got to roll that thing out. That's why you hated calling 800 numbers back in the day. Yeah. Right? Radio stations would be like, hey, be the first to call the 1-800-9999 and zick, 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 zick. You liked anything with ones and twos.
Yeah.
Those are the quick and easy ones, you know?
Okay, what else we got here? Let's see here. Sickness. Ola Pichola's by far the sickest I've ever been. Had a happy or not twist. Went to a concert in San Jose State University. To see the Deftones. They opened up for Slipknot that night as they were ramping up for a tour. Awesome show, love it. Slipknot was such a pleasant surprise live. Most sound I've ever had coming at me at once. However, during Duality, I was frolicking in the mosh pit after many, many beers and got side-checked and my body was rocked. When I landed on my left leg, I felt the snap of a piano wire in the leg with a fiery pain of 100 suns as my ACL splintered into 100 pieces. Even through the coarse fog, I knew something bad had happened. That was a Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, my knee was the size of a grapefruit. I was able to see a doctor Monday who confirmed that my ACL was gone. But he said I also look like ass. So he swabbed me on the spots and came back to the room with a mask to inform me I had no ACL and I had the swine flu.
Oh, geez.
That was easily the sickest I've ever been. Absolutely blowing out both ends while limping for 4 days. Closest I've been to dying, but would have been worse if I'd not been seen for the doctor because of my knee.
Yeah.
Good times. Thanks. Love you guys. That from Scott. And two more. Let's see. Guys, want to give you a shout out for your Ola Days beer, the Holiday Porter. I'm a bartender at Cooper's Food and Drink in Lacey and have been super stoked having the Ola Days on tap. Being a brand new restaurant and bar, it's tough getting the word out and drawing a crowd. But having a local beer on tap, especially one with your name on it, helps a lot. People do love the men's room, so it's a very easy sell, especially with a plate of our awesome wings or fresh-made flatbreads.
Okay.
Give us a shout-out. Definitely come on and throw back a pint or three and get some wicked good food. Take care, bitcholas, and Happy New Year. That from Tati, bartender extraordinaire, Mr. Jordan. And one more. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday break. Just enjoyed some day drinking with the Ola Days Holiday Porter.
Nice.
At the Woodinville Black Raven location.
Nice.
Had to get a growler. It was so good to go home with as well. Good times, a great beer. That from Shannon.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Thrill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck, but it's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you haven't liked the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. Let's just get to it. You might remember this story from Monday. Our very own Mike Hawk brought us this one, but a United States Postal Service driver in Florida, he's facing criminal charges for trying to run over a 10-year-old after he saw the 10-year-old was riding a scooter with a package that he had just delivered. Now, the boy was bringing the package to a neighbor's house after it was dropped off at his home by accident. But 41-year-old William White Jr., he's accused of trying to hit the 10-year-old while he was riding a scooter with the package. Now, White dropped off the package at the wrong address. The kid saw the package was meant for a different address. So the kid, he grabbed the package, placed it on his electric scooter to take it to the correct address, just trying to be a decent young man. Well, White saw the boy with the package and thought that he was attempting to steal it. So he drove his USPS vehicle toward the child, managed to run over the scooter, narrowly missing the boy and causing the kid to injure his ankle while he tried to get out of the way. Well, the child was able to get into a nearby yard prior to the scooter being hit. But White then grabbed the scooter from underneath his vehicle, and placed it on the truck. And then White started driving away while the boy's parents came outside to confront him. He allegedly yelled at the boy before leaving. Now, White was questioned about the incident several days later, and he was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, petty theft because he took the scooter, and criminal mischief.
Jesus.
And look, man, I get if you're a postal worker, you don't want the porch pirate thing. But again, it is a 10-year-old child. And even if the kid had stolen the package, running them over with a mail van, that's not the right course of action.
And I don't care if you're a parent or not, and you live in a neighborhood. You might not know every neighbor, but if you're a kid and you play outside and you play in that neighborhood,
you probably recognize
every name. You know every. You might not associate them all the time, but you know exactly who lives where.
And either way, the kid, they just want to take the package to the right house. But we move on. We have a couple, both in their 30s. They've been married for 3 years. They had 2 young children together, but their life was turned upside down last winter when the husband sadly was diagnosed with a rare liver disease called primary biliary cirrhosis. Anyway, the doctors informed the man that without a suitable liver transplant, he only had about a year left to live. Well, doctors discovered that the patient's wife was a suitable donor, and it seemed like a miracle that occurred, but the man's happiness was short-lived as the wife informed the doctors and her husband's family that she'd suffered from a, quote, pathological fear of needles and sharp objects and could not go to surgery to donate part of her liver. Again,
part of it.
They just need part of her liver.
I was going to say, she can't live without a liver.
Yeah, they're not going to say don't think. They just need part of it because it will regenerate itself. Her husband has a year left to live. It is a serious condition. She is compatible, like 95%. Like, you can't ask for a better scenario, except that she says, yeah, man, I'm scared of needles and sharp objects. I can't do the surgery. Well, when all seemed lost, a brain-dead donor was found. The husband underwent a successful liver transplant. But that's not the end of the story, you see, because following his recovery, the man began investigating his wife's fear of needles and sharp objects, and he discovered that she had undergone an appendectomy and several blood tests without any issues, both of them requiring needles and sharp objects. Well, the woman admitted that her so-called phobia was actually more of a deep fear of complications during the surgery that could potentially leave her children without a mother. And the explanation, not enough to appease her spouse, he filed a lawsuit against her, accusing her of malicious abandonment and ignoring her marital duties. Well, the story sparked a heated debate online, but the court ended up siding with the wife, arguing that organ donation, and they're right, it is a personal matter of personal bodily autonomy and cannot be considered an obligation even between spouses. But the ruling also acknowledged that the woman's refusal was based on reasonable concern for the well-being of her children.
I'm assuming he divorced her.
I don't have that follow-up, but I would think so. I would think so.
I feel like once you sue your wife, it kind of leads towards divorce.
I would think. Yeah, you're kind of at the point of no return. And now we go to Florida, where 4 Polk County detention deputies, they resigned, along with 3 supervisors who were suspended after it was discovered that an inmate that they believed was sleeping, well, they were actually dead. So the Polk County Sheriff's Office, they said the detention deputies obviously neglected their duties when they were responsible for routine checks on inmates. That, according to S.E. Ward, S.E. Ward was the inmate who was housed in the jail's mental health facility when she died. Now, they indicated that she was sleeping on multiple occasions, when the investigation later determined she was dead, and that's why she was sleeping so much. Now, the detention deputies, they did resign before they could be fired. 3 supervisors were suspended without pay for 3 weeks for failing to ensure compliance with our general orders, blah, blah, blah. Now, an autopsy did determine that her cause of death was something I cannot even remotely pronounce, but it is a heart disease. And they said it's for many years of drug and substance abuse and an unhealthy lifestyle. There's no evidence that of physical trauma or that the deputy's negligence contributed to her death. So they're not suggesting that they contributed to her death just over the course of a few days, like, yeah, man, she's sleeping, only to find out she's dead. So again, the 3 stories. We have a mail truck driver in Florida who saw a 10-year-old who he believed was stealing a package, so he tried to run the kid over in the mail truck. We have the woman, the story's out of South Korea. We have the woman who said, I know I'm compatible with my liver to help you live longer than 1 year, but I got a problem with needles and sharp objects, only to find out later that she donates blood and has had an appendectomy, so she can get past that. And finally, the 4 Polk County detention deputies who basically said that the dead inmate was just sleeping.
How long had it been since they checked on her?
A few days, but they don't give an exact count.
All right, Ted, I'm going to say the U.S. Postal Service driver sucks the most because he tried to run over a 10-year-old kid. Now, as far as who sucks less, I do agree with the judge as far as a person's right to donate part of their body is their right.
Absolutely.
Even if it's their spouse. Whatever the deal is on that, obviously they should not probably be together.
I think her reasoning is what, but I mean, they're right.
Yeah.
Like, it's my organs. I can do whatever I want.
doubt she likes her husband that much. She's probably just tired of it at this point.
Obviously.
So
she's going to let his ass die.
But the woman's dead. The detention deputies, yes, they should have gone in and checked on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they should have done all that, but they were not responsible for her passing.
Correct.
They just did not do their job.
Yeah.
So in this instance, I'm going to say the 4 detention deputies in Florida suck the least.
Yeah, but I mean, that's their job.
Well, they couldn't revive her. All they could do is go, hey, she's dead. And,
but that's part of your job.
But part of the checking is like, maybe she was making sounds or something. You know what I mean? Like to just walk by
that's a
itself
good
for
point.
4 days.
Yep.
Or however many. If it's more than a day, I mean, that's just not their job. Their
Right.
job is to check on people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they don't show up, you would get in trouble. So that one's pretty bad. But I'm with you. I think this lady sucks.
Organ donation lady.
Yes.
Like I said, she's right. It is her choice. What bugs me about her, then just say that. Or say, look, I want you to die, but I don't have to murder
want to do
you
it.
now.
I'm not doing it.
Right.
That's all. I'm just not doing it.
But it's, I
don't feel comfortable
I'm scared
doing
of needles, blah, blah, blah. Then it's like, you got an appendectomy and you donate blood. I mean, like, what?
And it was a random disease. Like, I could see maybe
It was a really bad liver disease, but they said, look, man, you got this, it sucks, but you got a year left to live.
The only thing I could figure is that if it was just something he did on his own, he was at the bar every night, and she was like, you did it to yourself, but it still seems pretty harsh. You have children together.
Yeah.
You're not donating your whole liver, part of it.
And the thing is, they try to find all these donors. When they finally tested her, they realized, like, oh, you're 95% mad. How perfect is that? Like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
So, but I am with Miles. At the end of the day, it's her liver.
It is.
Yep. Debate continues on Who Sucks Less. If you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Okay, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with the shot of the day. You're listening to the Men's Room.
You know how everything's a subscription now? Music, movies, even socks. I swear if it...
To continue this ad, please upgrade to Premium Plus Platinum.
What? No. Anyway, Blue Apron...
This is a pay-per-listen ad. Please confirm your billing.
Oh, that's annoying. At least with the new Blue Apron, there's no subscription needed. Get delicious meals delivered without the weekly plan.
Wait, no subscription?
Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Homes.com has collaboration tools to help home shoppers search, share, and discuss home shopping with family, friends, and their agent directly through the site. Though it was fun to get that email from your husband about that 3-bedroom in the hills, to which you replied via text that you would never live in the hills and you'd like to find a 3-bedroom closer to the beach. To which he replied, why are you so uncompromising? A fun way to spend an afternoon, but we think it's just a tad bit easier our way. Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. you'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, come up here at 5:08. We'll drink a toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. There's currently a new candy in development, a lollipop with a bone conductor that will play music in your head while you enjoy it.
Do you like that idea?
I can understand why it's cool.
I mean, I like the idea in the sense that it can be done, but I don't know that that's a product I'd want. It'd be a novelty I try once, at least.
Right. I understand it.
And do we know what the music is, or is it something...
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it to the point to where I know, is it running your Spotify, or is it one of those, remember those toothbrushes that had it where it would play whatever friggin' song? So I don't know if it's one of those where it's like it's a preloaded thing, or if we can attach something to it.
I wonder if the tech is going to be like, look, so these lollipops, they've been out for 3 years at this point. They're no longer exciting, but hey, we signed with Taylor Swift. So if you get the Swifty Pops,
correct,
all of your favorite
those things would
they would sell out in a heartbeat. Yes, they would.
Swifty Pops.
Just eat the lollipop.
That's my thought. But, if people can hear me, well, my thing is, how much of the song do you get to? Because, if I have a blow pop, I'm trying to get to that nasty-ass gum in the middle. So I'm taking that bitch down quick. So I'm only going to get a minute and a half of the song. But it's one of those kind of big, ugly ones.
Or is it like a jawbreaker on a stick where you could actually listen to a whole album? Like you just got Dark Side of the Moon.
And try to suck that thing down. Yeah.
Boy, that would be a trip, dude.
That would be cool.
Just do a little bit of gardening and then grab one of those guys just listening to Dark Side. Like, wow.
Yeah, I just think lollipop is, if you're already enjoying it, give a kid a lollipop. They're already happy. Like, I just don't see the need for music.
Hey, look, man, I don't normally travel with music. Say on the light rail. I don't got the headphones on or scrolling the phone, but instead of that, I just got a lollipop in my mouth and I'm rocking out. No headphones.
Yeah. Can't hear a thing you're saying. Get a lollipop.
Right.
Sorry, man, I can't hear you. I'm sucking on a musical lollipop.
Sometimes on the light rail, I'm not even listening to anything. I just leave my headphones in.
I've done that on the bus many times, just so people don't talk. And the one time I did have them, I'm kind of blasting music. This guy sits down next to me, no big deal. Taps my leg. I pull the headphones off. I assume he needs something or whatever. What are you listening to? My exact response was, quote, no. Put my headphones back on. I'm like, really, man?
I don't know why that's a thing.
You're going to interrupt someone to ask them what they're listening to.
Right. This is not let's meet people. Go to the bar.
I'm wearing headphones, minding my business.
Oh, wait, there's more. The FDA has approved a patch that men can adhere to and said mild electric shocks to the perineum.
The gooch?
Is that for sexual pleasure, or is that just to stimulate the area?
Why do you need it stimulated if it's not sexual?
It's a little bit of both, because some of it is sexual pleasure, and I think I did read a little bit in there to where it was dysfunction.
Yeah, erectile dysfunction.
Might help stimulate.
You're increasing blood flow.
Okay.
Think electric stim if you're injured.
No, I got you. I was just thinking when it comes to my perineum, I'm like, just leave it alone.
That's why cyclists sometimes have a difficult time in the bedroom.
I'll tell you what.
All the pressure from the seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. You know what, man? I might get one of those just to wear during the show.
Golly. Is that the next challenge?
Brother, yes. If we can't, look, I don't know what it does exactly. They can tell me what the effects are supposed to be, but I don't know what it does, but I'm going to hook this thing up. Well, it's on my gooch. I'm doing the show. And look, maybe it's distracting. Maybe it's awesome. Maybe it's relaxing. I don't know. But yeah, I say we do the perineum challenge.
Taryn, whenever she does that, the ride for MS.
Yeah.
So she said, a couple days after that, man, her gooch is just wrecked from just sitting on that seat. You have to get off the seat when you're riding, but it's hard to remember to do that all the time.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, because if you're doing like what she does, 26, 50 miles.
50 miles,
whatever
man.
the deal is, man, you got to sit down every once in a while.
Right.
Are you in for the perineum challenge?
I'm looking at you. The thing about it is that the main focus of this particular patch was that it was an adhesive that didn't hurt to take off.
That is important, because that is a sensitive area.
Correct. So if we're doing this, we don't have this patch. So yes, it's going to be funny, and and then there's going to be screaming from the bathroom as we're taking it off.
Hey, man, I'm in.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
I'll do my headlines with it. We could do a game. Guess who's got it?
Who's wearing the zipper tickler?
The Gaziffit Zapper. That was always my dad's term for it.
The Gazipper?
The Gaziffit.
Gaziffit?
Gaziffit weren't there, your guts would fall out.
Yep. Jesus Christ. That is where he found those things.
A new study on the effects of using weighted vests found that it can promote bone health and weight loss, but only if you use it correctly.
How do you use it incorrectly?
That was kind of my question. They were what I think it was one of those where it's like, yeah, it can help.
It can help. It also can compress your spine pretty well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why people who rock, they have lower back problems and stuff like that, just based on the fact that you're putting all that weight. It's just pushing straight down, into your hips.
It's also the new white girl fad.
I saw a comedian talking about this.
Yeah.
Really? What's the new white girl fad?
Well, it's just the neighborhood's got to be that safe. Because it's a white woman already jogging at night. She added extra weight. So she doesn't mind. Like, that's how good of a neighborhood it is.
I'll slow myself down.
Yes.
What am I running from?
So if you got one and you jog, you're living okay.
That's like the theory of like you see a white woman jogging during the day in your neighborhood. Good neighborhood. You see a bunch of grown adults just hanging out in your neighborhood during the day. Bad neighborhood.
Bad neighborhood, yeah.
Right, dudes. It's like, shouldn't they have jobs?
They should, yeah. Yeah, we should, yeah.
Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. And yet again, they are starting us off hard here for the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Because I give you guys a 5% success chance. Damn it, Ted.
They got
I never have to worry about you.
They got the zipper zapper, yeah.
This is an adverb brought to you by the letter E, and it is used as a synonym of very and means to a high degree. An E word, which is an adverb, and it's used as a synonym of very and means to a high degree. Anybody have any guesses?
Exceptional?
Exuberantly.
I don't. Eminently.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Eminently. The thing is that when I read that, I was like, doesn't it mean like it's coming up? Like it's going to happen? No,
this is imminent.
Imminent. With an I.
Oh.
Imminent versus eminent. The English language, kids.
They sound the same, but they're spelled. So this works better in written word.
Yes.
Why do we do that?
Because even they gave us a sentence for it. Let me a second. I can find what the sentence is here that they gave us. Let's see. Our team came up with an eminently sensible plan to reduce waste.
Yeah, I would be confused by that.
And I feel like
I would interpret that.
I feel like I've kind of heard that context, and it clicked weird in my brain, but I just let it go.
Yeah, you thought there was a sloppy way of saying it's awesome.
Right. A study has been conducted on why suppressing laughter at inappropriate times almost always yields the opposite of the desired effect.
Yes, yes, it does.
And it's basically because you're not forcing the joke out. They said to think logically as you're trying to, if you really need to not laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I think as an adult, the last time I was in that situation, because most of the time I kind of don't care, it's fine. But there are certain situations you shouldn't. And it was my grandmother's funeral. Obviously, it's not funny, and I was not feeling joyous in this particular occasion. However, she'd been going to the church for like 8,000 years, and so her friends that were still alive wanted to do some stuff, including this one woman who had to be 1 billion years old. She decided she was going to sing a hymn. And I don't think she ever could have sang. She certainly could not sing in her 90s, but she started belting out this tune, all right? And it's so bad. Like, I didn't want to laugh, but it was so bad, and she was so into it, She had feeling. It made my brother, like, both of our shoulders are kind of shaking. Because we're like, this is unbelievable. But then what made it really bad, my aunt was sitting in front of us, and she did one of those things. She turns around and looks at me and my brother, not angry, but with a look of like, what the F? And that made it worse. And now me and my brother, we're like dying. And this is my mother's mother. And now my mother's giving us the stink eye. She does not understand why we're laughing. My father gave me the look that says, I know exactly why you're laughing, but please don't, because don't make me laugh, because I got to live with your mom. It was bad. But by the time she was done singing, it wasn't really funny anymore, but we kind of saw the look of relief on everyone's face because we realized 90% of the people here were trying not to laugh.
When I was growing up, it was always my dad that was the enforcer, and it was my mom who kind of stated what the rules were, but she was never the hand. This one particular time when we were growing up, it was just my mom that was in the house. I don't remember what I had done, but as a kid, when you do something that's bad, but it's funny in your brain, so you can't stop laughing, you get the church giggles, as it were.
Yeah.
I remember that my mom scolded me, she reprimanded me, and then she turned around to walk away, and I'm just thinking about how funny it is. I'm not trying to do this, but as she walks away, I go, as she's walking away, she whipped around and slapped me across the face. The only time my mom has ever put 5 fingers across my face, dude. I cried into my SpaghettiOs.
My son, when he gets really nervous, he kind of giggles.
Yeah.
I know this now. I don't know. And he does not get in trouble much. And he was maybe 6 years old. I don't remember what it was, but I kind of get up in his ass about something.
Sure.
Right? So he's, yeah. And you're getting enraged now. And so I stepped out of his bedroom for a second because I'm like, and I walked to my wife. I'm like, you're going to have to suck his ass out of the carpet with a wet vac because I'm about to kill him. She's like, why? And I explained it. She goes, no, listen, that means he is terrified right now. I'm like, wait, but she goes, no, whatever you're saying, it carries gravitas. I'm like, well, he's kind of ruining it.
Right.
Like,
That's not my...
I can't even take myself seriously because he keeps giggling.
We've been talking about it all day, but it is National Pass Gas Day.
It is.
So I decided, you know what? Let's learn.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So this list comes to us via Mental Floss, and it is some fun fart facts.
All right.
They start by saying the world's oldest recorded joke was a fart joke.
Of course it was.
Dates all the way back to 1900 BC. And when they found that, the researchers at England's University found this back in 2008. And it's one of those, the problem is it doesn't sound like a joke. I don't know how they determined that this was a joke, but it is something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap.
That tells me that chicks just farted in her husband's laps all the time.
That's right. It just happened.
I think everybody stunk anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's actually the reason for the bouquet for the bride.
Is that right?
Yes, because people didn't do a whole lot of showering back then. At least this is a theory that I've heard. People didn't bathe themselves all that often. So on their wedding day, because the bride didn't want to smell like a gut wagon, she would carry a bouquet of flowers.
Well, if there's one day where you are going to take that bath,
I know, right?
Go jump in the stream or whatever you got. You know what I mean? That's the day to do it.
There you go.
She didn't want to smell like a gut wagon.
Gut wagon. That was another one of my father's isms. Everybody farts. If you've ever encountered one of those people who swears up and down that they don't fart, they're straight up lying.
Of course.
If you're a human being who breathes, you're a human being who breaks wind. Gas is essentially the byproduct of the air that you swallow mixing up with the bacteria and other organic compounds in your large intestine, then finding its way out of your body via your rear end. Everybody farts.
Yeah. Everybody farts.
Everybody poops.
Sometimes.
Adults fart about how many times a day? Best guess. How many times a day do adults fart on average?
15.
30. Steve.
21.
Ted, you were the closest, but you went over 14 times a day.
Huh.
Typically, adults produce about 2 pints of gas each day, which sneaks or leaks out via an average of 14 farts a day.
I've been farting all morning long and came in here. Steve's like, hey, it's National Fart Day.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
It's not. You were celebrating early.
I know. I had no idea.
Who knows what it is that makes those farts stink?
Sulfur.
Correct. 99% of what constitutes a toot has no smell at all. It's made up of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and methane, all of which are completely odorless. It's generally when sulfur makes its way into the mix, mainly via the foods that you eat. Think broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, dairy products, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Those things start to stink.
Okay, well, the rest of you eat the other stuff. Broccoli.
I do.
Cauliflower. Do you guys eat cauliflower?
What about hummus? That's a trigger
It's
for
got
me, man.
chickpeas, dude.
Yeah, chickpeas
You just grind them up.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
I mean, I know, are they
It's
part
a
of the
bean smoothie.
Yeah, bean family.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It is like a bean smoothie.
It basically is, right? You're just dipping chips in there. Like, this is delicious.
I'm just
which it
saying,
is.
Steve, we've been subjected to your farts here in the studio. They've
Yes.
been bad. You don't want me to start giving you the same treatment. They're bad.
Are they that bad?
There's a reason why my wife is very mad when I
Do
fart
you
at home.
hold them if we're doing the show? Do you just hold them? Come on, man. Just let one rip.
Is that why you walk around?
Yeah.
I know you're
There's
getting-
nobody
I know
over
you're-
there,
I know
man.
you're getting your steps in, but still.
I am, and you know what? I have actually been over there answering phone calls, and I've stalled so that I didn't drag it in here. Yeah, enjoy that.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt.
Funny enough, though, they say
Let
it's
Mike cook.
Let me cook. Some fun fart facts. It's impossible to hold in a fart. I disagree. No matter how sly you think that you may be, you cannot hold in a fart. Sure, they can rumble to the surface at inopportune moments, and you can often contort your body in certain ways to prevent the little guy from screeching out, but that gas will escape. It says if you're lucky, it will do so quietly and over an extended period of time to give you the best chance of not being suspected as the one who dealt it, but if you're not so lucky, holding in a stinker could force it to come tumbling out louder than it would have in the first place.
I've also heard that eventually it'll leave through your mouth.
Right, just bubble back up to the
Right,
surface.
not in the form of a fart, but it's like the gas needs to leave. You've made the conscious decision to keep plugging your ass, but the gas itself's like, all right, man, go through another orifice.
So to me, that factoid is a little bit misleading because, yes, you can hold in a fart. It's just that it's going to leave eventually.
The gas will leave, but because a fart, by definition, and not making this up, the word fart, what is it? To move wind from the anus.
Yes.
Or so that was the original definition of the word fart. So, yes, you can hold in a fart, but that same gas will leave your body via something.
Yes. Exactly.
I was wondering, would somebody like burp sometimes and you're like, God damn, man. And it doesn't smell like food. It's not like garlic or onions, but it has that sulfur. Like, were you holding a fart, man?
Right.
Like, sir, were you holding a fart? Because you just burped and it smells like a fart.
You say bad burps. I was thinking about that Polish dog.
What, the one from Costco?
Yeah, like I love them, but you burped up later. It's like, that's a Polish hot dog.
That was always the fun when Uli would bring up some sausages up here.
Yeah.
You spend the rest of your day just...
And every time you burp, you're like, I taste sausage.
And it came from the bottom of your stomach.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. Cucumber, again, best thing to re-burp.
Oh, hell yes, sir. Hell yes.
It smells fresh.
Farting can be a fetish.
It can be.
Sure, okay. Anything could be a fetish, Mike.
I know.
Wait, how much did you say that guy made in Australia, or the woman?
So, well, the guy in Australia, so he works as a carpenter, but he supplements his income and taking the Australian pounds, US dollars, he makes like an additional $27,000 a year. But I don't know if his fetish, he makes fart videos. So it might be for comedic reasons or whatever. But there was a woman in Australia who works as an escort, and she specifically can get a higher dollar amount from the guys who just want her to fart on them. Like, that's definitive fetish.
Okay.
And she even said, like, look, it's weird. And as she put it, she's like, I've been in the game long enough now to know that I have certain clientele that want me to fart on them. Fine. I know who these guys are by name, but I need them to let me know in advance so I can do the right diet.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
She said, I've been in situations where I did not know that this client was into that, and they requested it, and they'll pay you money. But she's like,
someone can request that from either one of us after
fart.
the show. And I've been farting all day.
Right. It's
But
like,
then when it's game time,
I don't know if I
can play.
And you don't want to push too hard.
Yeah.
Fun fart facts. Gerald Ford blamed his farts
on the dog.
Secret Service agents.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And they just have to grin and bear it.
Pretty much. He said to have regularly blamed it on one of the Secret Service agents, very loudly saying things like, "Good Lord, was that you? Show some class."
No, Mr. President, and we both know it was not. No, sir, that was not me.
Oh, Lordy. There's no scientific evidence that links how loud a fart is to the smell.
I don't think there's any connection.
There's a reason why it's called the silent but deadly.
Generally, I feel like the louder ones don't stink.
No.
Yeah, and I don't know what, and that's always been my thing ever since childhood. Like, look, you can let everyone know that it was you who farted by making a lot of noise, and it does not stink. Or you can hedge your bets that they won't figure out it's you, drop a little air biscuit out there, but it's going to reek. And I don't know why that is.
Right. You're going to enjoy this one, Steve, but farts can be visible in cold air.
Oh, well, like vapor coming out of
based
your
on the
mouth?
heat.
We've all heard the stories or seen YouTube videos of people lighting a fart on fire, and yes, that is true that a lit flame and a gaseous toot can make for an explosive combination, but there's another fun sciencey fart fact. If a person cuts the cheese in cold weather with their pants down, it would likely be visible in the same way that we can see our breath in cold air.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there because it doesn't get that cold in Seattle.
But I want to test that theory.
If you're in a restaurant and you have your deep freeze, all right, now, we'll cover the food. Can I please walk into your deep freeze?
Can I just
drop
test
my
this?
pants and fart just to see the vapor shoot out of the mouth?
I don't know what they did to these shrimp this time, but they're great.
Yeah.
And that'll leave you with this last and final fun fart fact, and it's nothing that you don't already know. We've said it over and over and over again. Your farts do smell worse in the shower.
Do they explain why?
The lack of clothing means that there's nothing to absorb the smell, and being in the shower means that you're in an enclosed space, so there's nowhere for that stink burger to go.
And the heat keeps the air down.
Plus, there's
so it
some
doesn't have
evidence
room to
that
move.
all that shower steam can actually enhance your sense of smell, which all adds up to one serious potential bun shaker.
That's why if you ever fart in a pool, in a bathtub, in a hot tub, it is a concentrated bubble that it doesn't. It comes and it pops right in your face. Instead of spreading out, you're like, whoa, jeez, a whiz, man.
It hovers, dude.
Yeah, I try not to fart in the shower. It's just...
It's awful. I know. Every time you do it, like I've gotten out of the shower and just been like, screw it, I'll get back in there.
I will not say which one of my children, both in the last couple of months, one of them was taking a shower. I don't know if they farted in the shower, but they definitely farted. They either farted while they're taking a shower or they farted right after they got out. Well, it's still kind of steamy. Because they had gotten out of the shower, they're drying off, whatever. I went in there just to take a leak. When I walked in, I'm like, oh my God, man. Like, it's in the steam.
Can we not? Doggone it.
So here's the thing with homemade meals. Eating them is great, but all the chopping and measuring and cleanup, not so much. With new one-pan assemble and bake meals from Blue Apron, you get all the flavor of homemade meals with a fraction of the work. Just assemble the pre-chopped ingredients, bake in the oven, and enjoy. Shop Assemble and Bake at BlueApron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
With a detailed agent directory you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Looking for a listing agent's contact info? We've got it. The agent with the most sales in your price range? Easy. Specialized agents with all the up-to-date info on your dream neighborhood? We'll know them. A Pisces who enjoys long walks on the beach? You've got other sites for that.
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang. You may remember me as being the guy who wanted to get money into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, I'm still at it, and I'm now the founder of Noble Mobile, the first carrier that pays you to use your phone less. With Noble, you get unlimited talk, text, and 5G data on the T-Mobile network, and you can earn up to $20 cash back a month for getting off your phone. Try it for just $10 a month. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10. That's noblemobile.com and use my code YANG10 to get paid to use your phone less.
Let's see here. A bar in New Jersey had a piece of decor stolen, and you won't believe what it was, Miles.
What was stolen there?
Tell about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve, a throw hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today, we toast a gospel singer who you may not have heard of. He's a gospel singer and recording artist, nominated 8 times for the Grammy Awards. Unfortunately, he passed away yesterday at the age of 72. And Miles brought this story to me, knowing that I'm a big fan of music and whatever it might be. And this guy's his resume is actually pretty cool. So he died Tuesday of complications of kidney failure at a rehabilitation and nursing center in Sandy Spring, Maryland. Are you familiar with Sandy Spring? There's Silver Spring.
Yeah. I think Sandy Spring is kind of near Silver Spring in that area.
Okay, that would make sense. Not that anyone listening cares, but thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, his songs, keep in mind, they were performed and recorded over the years by people you may have heard of. Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, Destiny's Child, even Boyz II Men. And Shaka Khan shared on Facebook after his death, he opened up my whole world of gospel music. And again, that's from Shaka Khan. This guy carried a lot of weight. So he was a music pioneer in multiple ways at Howard University in Washington, where he graduated cum laude with a degree in music. He was a member of Howard's first gospel group, the Celestials, and he was also a founding member of the university's gospel choir. Anyway, he passed away yesterday at the age of 77. I love this guy's resume, but really we're toasting him because his name is Dick Smallwood. That is really what it comes down to. Had he had any other name, you ain't getting a toast today. Still an impressive resume, but
to Dick
Smallwood, yes indeed. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat, we party in our tummies. Down the whole habichola.
Okay, then. Let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance, too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
With a detailed agent directory you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Looking for a listing agent's contact info? We've got it. The agent with the most sales in your price range? Easy. Specialized agents with all the up-to-date info on your dream neighborhood? We'll know them. A Pisces who enjoys long walks on the beach? you've got other sites for that. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang. You may remember me as being the guy who wanted to get money into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, I'm still at it, and I'm now the founder of Noble Mobile, the first carrier that pays you to use your phone less. With Noble, you get unlimited talk, text, and 5G data on the T-Mobile network, and you can earn up to $20 cash back a month for getting off your phone. Try it for just $10 a month. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10. That's noblemobile.com and use my code YANG10 to get paid to use your phone less.
New year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. Now get a savory sausage McMuffin with egg, plus hash browns, and a small coffee for just $5. For a limited time only, prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
So here's the thing with homemade meals. Eating them is great, but all the chopping and measuring and cleanup, not so much. With new one-pan assemble and bake meals from Blue Apron, you get all the flavor of homemade meals with a fraction of the work. Just assemble the pre-chopped ingredients, bake in the oven, and enjoy. Shop, assemble, and bake at blueapron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hold up, we got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field!
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
99.9 KISW. Text the men's room at 206-803-ROCK.
TV Time with Ted brought to you by Xfinity. Give them a call, 1-800-XFINITY.
The men's room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhook to police everyone how Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Gary. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, my brother.
All right, Gary, you understand how this here game is played?
I do, sir. Let's continue.
All right. You have your choice of 1 of 3 categories. Today you have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally today, License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Well, since we've been talking about farts all day, let's go inside, you know.
Interior decorating. All right. All right. Defector.com. They posted a list of the strangest and or funniest things that U.S. citizens got stuck inside of themselves last year of 2025. Now, I'm going to give you 4 choices, but I want you to tell me which of the 4 was not something that was stuck in someone's rectum last year. You understand? So I'm going to give you 4 choices. Just tell me which one you do not think someone placed in the rectum, which makes this sad because that means 3 of these someone did insert inside of themselves. So, which of the following was not stuck inside of someone's anus last year? Was it a doorknob? Was it a labubu? Was it a corncob pipe? Or was it a coat hanger? So doorknob, labubu, corncob pipe, or coat hanger. Which of these things was not stuck in someone's rectum last year?
This is crazy.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Let's see. No, the boo-boos are going to be there. I just know it because it's too weird. I'm going to say coat hanger.
Coat hanger.
Gary, I'm going to join you.
I mean,
it just seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Unless it was a plastic one.
I want to kill. Yeah.
I'm thinking a traditional wire coat hanger. That would not be good.
How would you get a plastic one in there? To me, that would have to be the...
Pop it.
Wow. I'd just go for it.
It could be one of those wood ones that you keep your coat jackets on.
That's true. Little boomerang shape, kind of.
Well, let's make it a clean sweep. I'll go coat hanger as well.
Coat hanger as well. All in the coat hanger. So what did someone, at least in the United States, not put in their backside?
Not.
A doorknob, a labubu, a corncob pipe, or a coat hanger? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
Maybe you like cooking. Maybe you don't. Either way, the new Blue Apron is for you. Because along with our classic meal kits, we're offering new pre-made and one-pan meals to help you get dinner on the table fast. And now there's no subscription needed, so you can just order and enjoy. Do delicious food your way. Shop 100+ meals at blueapron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
With a detailed agent directory you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Looking for a listing agent's contact info? We've got it. The agent with the most sales in your price range? Easy. Specialized agents with all the up-to-date info on your dream neighborhood? We'll know them. A Pisces who enjoys long walks on the beach? You've got other sites for that.
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is interior decorating. On Profile This, a list of the strangest things that people got stuck in their backside came out a couple weeks ago. The 4 options that are there, 3 of these have actually been stuck in someone's backside.
It was at least medically recorded, yes.
We are trying to guess which one was not. So the options, doorknob, labubu, corncob pipe, or a coat hanger.
And Gary, that is a question that we pose to you. As unfortunate as that question is, because again, I'd like to reiterate that 3 of these objects were, in fact, inserted into someone's rectum in the year of 2025. Now, you went with the coat hanger. Miles agreed. Ted agreed. All the guys went coat hanger. Oh, no. I'm afraid.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Now, again, I don't know if it's plastic, wooden, wire. Do not have the details on it. Someone did, in fact, place a coat hanger in the rectum to the point that they had to get medical help. Keep in mind, we only know about these because they had to go to the hospital. In addition to a coat hanger, in the year of 2025, just last year, someone also placed a doorknob in their anus and could not get it out. And they went to the doctor.
Shouldn't have locked it.
In 2025, that's probably why. Just got to unlock it, dude.
Yeah.
In 2025, someone also placed, in addition to a coat hanger and a doorknob, Frosty's corncob pipe, meaning the only thing that someone did not stick in their butt last year was a labubu.
They're too valuable.
Now, that said, they are too valuable, but I get the feeling...
Might happen this year.
Labubu going to hit the list in 2026, brother. Count on that.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kibble,
or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right there. The title these guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
New York's MTA reported that since the start of Manhattan's congested pricing program, that air pollution in Midtown has decreased by 22%. And it's great, because now you can really smell the urine.
The Ted Smith.
Yeah. Seth Meyers.
New York's MTA recently reported that since the start of Manhattan's congestion pricing program, air pollution in Midtown has decreased by 22%, and it's great because now you can really smell the urine.
Disney World is struggling with the amount of adults that go to Epcot Center to, quote, drink around the world and have a drink in each country. To cut down on it, Disney has issued a simple reminder that Disney World is still, in fact, for children.
How to say D-Test Smith.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Yes.
However, I also know that you've attempted to drink around the world.
But in all fairness, Epcot is not for kids. I went there as a kid. It was miserable.
Really?
Oh, it sucked.
It is, but still Disney World. You can do it. Me and my cousin skip every other country.
Okay.
Right, because you will get hammered. But England is the last one, and you will see people in England absolutely
just smash.
Yeah.
Is there only one way you can't start in England?
No. You could start the other. You can start in Canada and England and go the other way around. But
either way.
Even for us, when we were doing it, we were in our 20s, and we were looking at some of these people like, dude, it's still Disney.
Is it 14 stops?
I forget. Just go to France. They have frozen, what was it, like Grey Goose smoothies.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Yeah. Banana water is being touted as the latest plant-based hydration product, which uses an enzymatic process to separate the water from the pulp to release nutrients, which they describe as viscous but not pulpy. Perfect for anyone that loves water. I just wish it was thicker.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert.
That is Colbert.
Banana water is being touted as the latest plant-based hydration beverage, which uses an enzymatic process that separates the water from the pulp to release nutrients, in which they describe as viscous but not pulpy. Perfect for anyone saying, I love water, I just wish it was thicker.
Netflix just announced the final season of Stranger Things has been viewed over 100 million times. Right now, the CEO of Netflix is like, quick, throw Venka into Bridgerton.
Valid.
Yeah, valid.
That's valid.
And Netflix just announced that the final season of Stranger Things has been viewed over 100 million times. Right now, the CEO of Netflix is like, quick, throw Vecna in Bridgerton.
Did I mispronounce it again?
Vecna. You went Venka.
Oh. I had to come down here and ask Mike. I listened to that clip 5 times, and I was like, Mike, I don't know what he's saying. I obviously have not watched Stranger Things.
Clearly.
The American Heart Association has revived the theory that light drinking may be good for you. They've revived that theory. The theory actually needed reviving because it was passed out behind a dumpster hugging a burrito.
Colbert.
Seth. Colbert.
The American Heart Association has revived the theory that light drinking may be good for you. They've revived that theory. The theory actually needed reviving because it was found passed out behind a dumpster hugging a burrito.
All right, we're talking about a lot of things that have happened in history, so I have a list here today of 50 or TV shows that turned 50 this year.
All right. So 76.
76. Ooh.
Now, a lot of these we have watched. I'm willing to bet... Oh, I bet Mike hasn't seen many of these.
Yep.
Number 20 on the list, The Jacksons.
They had a variety show.
Yeah.
I definitely remember it, but there was a ton of variety shows.
Yeah.
Sonny and Cher was a variety show.
That was a huge
Glenn
one.
Campbell had a variety show. Obviously, Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
To some degree, sketch comedy, but that was kind of a popular. Donnie and Marie had one.
Which, Jesus.
The Osmonds, I mean, whatever they were.
All right, The Brady Brunch Hour.
Hour?
Bunch, hour. Again, it sounds like a
I'm
variety
familiar
show.
with that one, yeah.
Tabitha, which was a Bewitched spinoff.
I remember Bewitched, but not Tabitha.
All right, here's one I know you guys talked about, or Thrill, I know you watched, you talked about it. Battle of the Network Stars.
Absolutely.
Great show.
You get it once a year. I believe it was once a year. So keep in mind, back then, you only had the networks. It wasn't all the streaming. And also, they would do 26 to 39 episodes a year, not all those 13 episodes. So they were basically on from Labor Day until about Memorial Day. And then during the summer, they would show the repeats of their shows, but to kind of keep your bigger TV celebrities in the public consciousness, they do Battle of the Network Stars. So ABC versus CBS versus NBC. So you had like the guy from Welcome Back, Kotter. You had John Ritter. So they formed teams by network, and it was all kind of athletic stuff. So there was a dunk tank, was probably the easy one.
It was a toned down Ninja Warriors.
But it ended.
Right, you had like races.
There was foot races, courses. And it ended with the tug of war. And I can't explain it, but man, it was like the event of the summer when this thing came on.
Apparently, there was a ton of these variety shows. Donnie and Marie makes the list.
Yep.
The Captain and Tennille makes the list.
God, I remember that.
The Bionic Woman.
Yeah.
Lindsay Wagner.
You don't know her deal?
She was a spinoff of the Bionic Man.
So you remember...
Did they build her hotter?
She was pretty hot at the time. But the Bionic Man, right, he was an astronaut, his thing crashed, whatever. They rebuilt his ass. So in her case, she was a skydiver. Something went wrong with the parachute. Didn't open. Anyway, she smashes into the ground. They got another $6 million to spend. So they made the Bionic Woman. And where the Bionic Man had the eye, she had an ear. It jumped the shark when they introduced Max, the Bionic dog. And I'm not making this up. Who had a bionic jaw. I seriously, dude, that's where we were at.
Dolly, which I'm guessing is Dolly
Parton's variety show.
Let's see, The Gong Show.
The Gong Show was another variety show. Yeah. But it was just people doing crazy crap. Right.
There was no talent. It was just...
Chuck Barris was like, all right, this guy's going to come out here and he's going to breathe and juggle fire. All right, let's give it up.
It's almost like America's Got Talent in the summertime.
Yeah.
It was, but you did not have to have a talent. You just had to be entertained. Two of the women that did the best on that show, and this is no joke, two chicks, they look like, Kansas fat little cute girls, whatever. They're in their 20s, and they each had a popsicle. And they just sucked on them while music played. They did not do anything.
No, people loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Quincy M.E.
Oh, yeah, it's my brother's
Quincy
show.
M.D.
M.D., yeah.
Oh, they have M.E. written there.
He was M.D., brother, yeah.
Was he?
He was an M.D.
What did he do?
He was
a doctor.
He was a doctor.
Not a medical examiner?
He may have been. I don't know. But either way, the cops would call him to reach out to help them solve
Sounds
cases.
like medical examiner.
Was it him?
Ted's list is accurate. It is Quincy M.E. Medical examiner.
Yeah. Well, you're describing it like the cops would call him.
No, you're right. You're right. As I'm saying it, I'm like, I think Ted's right.
Medically examine this crime scene.
Yeah. You don't generally, like, somebody's already passed. You don't be like, we need a doctor.
Right.
Can you do anything?
All right. These are shows that turned 50 this year. What's happening?
Oh,
Great
yeah.
show.
Yeah, I love What's Happening. I don't think I ever watched it when it was on. I think I just watched it reruns.
Yeah. Which is
Well,
odd you say rerun.
in DC, they're going to rerun that show.
Oh, yeah.
Pun intended.
Well, there was What's Happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know certain shows got rerun a lot where I grew up because I talk about 227 all the time.
Oh, God. With
People
Jack A.
Yeah, but people just die laughing at me when I talk about it. I'm like, no, there was a real actress. Her name was Jack A.
Jack A. Yeah.
Alice?
I remember Alice.
Yep. Was that a spinoff of the Maid?
No, Alice was... She was like on her way to California, whatever. So like her car breaks down, whatever. She's on hard times. She ends up working at a place called Mel's Diner.
All right.
Okay. And so basically the show was her, maybe 3 or 4 other main characters.
Yeah, I think Flo was the spinoff.
Flo.
And Mel was always
Rose.
like in the white.
Yeah,
like
he was always
hat.
angry, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's what the show was, yeah.
All right.
God damn, I'm old. All right.
SCTV?
Oh, yeah. Second City Television, right.
Laverne and Shirley?
Absolutely.
The original Charlie's Angels turns
Great
50
show.
this year.
As a kid, you loved that show.
One of the things, and I can tell you why, you kind of knew instinctively at the time, but later when they're talking to the actresses that were on the show, they said, look, one of the only, and keep in mind, we ran around because it's always action, we're firing guns. The only requirement that any director on the show had was we could not wear bras.
Yeah.
So if you watch the show, it's just a shirt over naked boobs, and they're like, we understood why.
I had a buddy, one of his brothers, his wife was nice enough, but remember one day she came out and she had her head, she was like, oh, I look like Bo Derek. I was like, I don't know who Bo Derek is. And I remember we went home and hopped on the computer. I was like, she is insane.
You do not look like Bo
Yeah, what, Bo Derek has one famous picture with like cornrows or something?
Yes. And she was in the movie 10.
The Muppet Show.
All right, there we go.
Muppet Show is solid. Now, this one I did watch. I'll give you a hint. We could have a cocktail at the Regal Beagle.
Three's Company.
Three's Company.
Yep.
That's right.
And then number one, show that turned 50 this year. We polled 100 people. Family Feud.
Oh, yeah. Wow, it's 50, huh?
Yeah.
I love Family Feud.
Yeah, that
I
was
think
great.
Steve Harvey does a great job with that.
When is it on? I don't know that I've watched it.
I just feel like it's on when you don't expect it to be.
Like Family Feud, I remember, I feel like that was one of those ones, there was a midday version. And then like
there was
like an evening version.
My grandfather used to be so pissed off at that show. Because the guy Richard Dawson, who was in Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes, yeah.
He was the host of the show. But it did not matter what woman was up there in the family. Richard Dawson would go in for a kiss. On both.
Always.
On both sides. On both sides. Both families.
It
Didn't matter if
wasn't
it was a
stupid.
grandmother. Didn't matter if it was a 12-year-old kid. Richard Dawson's coming in. Like, give me a big one.
Oh, yeah.
And my grandfather would just sit there and go, why's he got to kiss everybody?
Because he
He's
can,
a
Gramps.
nasty man. I bet he's a pervert.
Probably.
You know?
Who knows, right? There was, right, and then the hosts of that show are kind of cursed. Right?
Richard Dawson?
Oh, no. But yeah, there was like a bad string for a while. Like whatever host they brought in, something kind of seemed to go wrong. Actually, I feel like Steve Harvey is the first host of Family Feud since Richard Dawson all those years ago where things are just kind of normal.
It's like the guy I grew up with watching it. I can't remember his name, but something bad happened to him, or he might have committed suicide. Like, it was bad.
No, remember, I don't think he committed suicide. I'm pretty sure I threw that out over the air, and it was immediately debunked. Like, dude, he died of, cancer or something. He did not take his own life.
Well, if you like shows at night, 12th season premiere of The Price is Right at night.
Oh, there we go.
Back on CBS.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Pennsylvania woman who pooped in a convenience store beer cave gets banned from the store. Meanwhile, a former NFLer sues his ex-wife, saying his 2 Coke cans made her sore. Beloved walrus penis is stolen from a New Jersey bar. A cow is rescued after walking on a frozen pond way too far. And a man rides a horse into a Target store, and it craps all over the place. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, our top story, we get in New Jersey where a local bar is looking for a thief. The bar is known throughout the area and even holds an endorsement from...
There you go.
There we go. I brought down the wrong one.
Yeah, no worries.
The bar is known throughout the area and it even holds an endorsement from Anthony Bourdain, giving them the title of Best Cheesesteak in Philadelphia, even though they're in New Jersey. But there's one thing that unites all patrons within its doors.
Yeah. I mean, Jersey's right there.
I know. That's what they were saying. It was like, it's technically over the river.
What's it in Cherry Hill?
Morristown somewhere.
Something like that.
Yeah, because those people identify as being from Philadelphia.
But there's one thing that unites all patrons within its doors, a conversation piece that's become a cultural icon in the bar, where the owner allows people a chance to guess what it is before revealing the true answer. An employee for the bar recently uploaded a video to TikTok to sadly report that a couple guests that had come in for a good time made off with the decor, pleading with them to bring it back and promising that no charges will be filed. They're also asking anyone with information to help them identify the duo that stole their antique walrus penis bone.
Oh. That was like the feature of the restaurant bar, and that's why they named it what they named it.
Right.
Yeah, I've actually heard of that
place
place
or something
just
like that.
for that reason, right? That's Jesus. Why would you steal it?
Because it's a walrus penis bone.
I know, but then what do you do with it? That's all.
You hang out with your walrus penis bone loving friends.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you're right. I'm with you. But that's just one of those stupid novelties that just steal.
It is. I mean, I kind of get it, but also, look, the beauty of the novelty is you can go to the bar, and there it is.
The thing is that they're going to use it for the same reason that the bar did. They're going to put it in their home somewhere.
They can't, though.
Dude, check that thing out. You know what that is? That's a penis walrus bone.
But the problem is they can't.
Yeah.
Because everyone in that town knows where you got it from, right? That's almost like you can't really... I can display it if I lived in Seattle. Lie about where I got it. But if I lived in the Boston area, I'd really be like, dude, you stole it from the bar.
Right. In other news, a video was uploaded to social media featuring quite the scene inside of a Target. While it's not uncommon to see animals roaming around the store from time to time, from service animals to small handheld pets that get overlooked by employees, it was likely a first for most shoppers of this branch as someone gallivanted around the store on horseback.
They do it for the TikToks.
They have to.
2 people on horseback and then whoever was filming in tow right behind them. The video features the horse walking into the store and taking a lap around to the shock, excitement, and concern of everybody inside. Fortunately, the situation went about as well as can be expected, with the horse and the riders taking a quick lap around the store, with security in tow ushering them out. Nobody was injured and nothing was damaged during the scene, though... The horse couldn't help but relieve itself on the floor as it was about to go around the final turn.
That's what they do.
It's a horse.
Leaving a couple smelly piles on the floor behind it. Exactly. There's a reason why when they're in the parade, they got that group behind them with the shovels and the wheelbarrows.
Oh, God, when we first got here, the horses would be in that... Mostly like the Pioneer Square area.
Sure.
But if you were down there... and
There's horses everywhere.
Yeah, it's crap everywhere.
And while I can see the humor in it, I really do, my concern is like, man... If that horse doesn't like the slippery floors, if that horse gets spooked by if somebody tries to take justice into their own hands, someone's getting kicked. Merchandise is getting ruined.
Or the horse breaks a leg. Like you said, the floor is slippery.
Exactly. I
Texas football has their Longhorn, right? Bevo?
Yeah.
Who's Texas' biggest rival?
Georgia.
Oklahoma. But they literally, the team that walks around with Bevo, they have a Oklahoma bucket. And that's where they put all the S.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice level of, right?
That's fun.
That's good petting.
Yeah. They put all the S in there.
Hell yeah.
Much like the Georgia. Oh, Oklahoma.
I have no idea. I don't watch college ball.
Just think about states that are close to each other. They generally hate each other.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Washington, Oregon.
Yeah. It's a little early for sports, but we've got some drama from a former NFL lineman. Matt Khalil is in the news after filing a lawsuit against his ex-wife. I hope I said his last name right. The lawsuit comes after a media circuit that his ex went on following their divorce, with the main issue being what she claims was the main reason for their split. His massive member. On one podcast in particular, she claims that he was so large that intimacy with him routinely left her in tears, comparing him to, quote, 2 Coke cans, maybe even a third.
And he's upset.
I don't know, why is he so mad?
Since the podcast, he claims that he, his family, and his new wife all have been subjected to questions and prying about the personal details from down below. And
the answer is yes.
I got a big hog, dude.
Yes, that's it.
Right.
It's not worth $75,000 deal. Yeah, so what?
I mean, if she said it looked like a Slim Jim, I could understand you'd be pissed off.
Then I'm suing for $75,000.
A Vienna sausage.
Because it doesn't.
But she was like, you ever see those tiny Coke cans?
Right, exactly. You'd be like, come on, man.
More of a White Claw can.
Because I just very briefly just saw the headline, and I was like, oh, she must have called small. And then I read it, and I was like, okay. All right.
What's your beef, dude?
Yeah, I'm not going to feel bad for you, man.
Right. Ooh, sorry, you're huge.
Yeah. Well, he's also a massive dude.
Yes.
Right. He's like 6'7".
I did it. He is.
To Florida, where a plea deal's been reached. We covered this yesterday. An advertising executive from New York was arrested last summer after having such a good time at a rooftop bar in St. Petersburg that he felt the need to walk to the edge of said rooftop bar and relieve himself over the rail and onto the sidewalk below. He was arrested and recently agreed to a plea deal with prosecutors where he admitted to his wrongdoing and will serve community service as well as foot the cost of supervision and court expenses. My thing is, if I got peed on by this man, it's like, oh, good, he's doing community service. I still got covered in his pee.
You did.
What do I get out of this? Oh, he's cleaning up trash in the ditch? I don't care.
It's because it wasn't malicious.
Yeah.
That's the only difference in this, right? If he was out there giggling about it, like, you didn't do the right thing. You were hammered, you peed on the side of a building. But you need to use your head and understand it's going to go down to the street where people are.
Correct. And that's the thing, is that he did know it was going down there. I'm sure he didn't mean to I don't think he intentionally hit people with it, but he knew that there was a sidewalk down there. I'm sure if you asked him in the moment, like, do you think that there might be people down there? Maybe, would be his response.
Correct. He's just, right.
He's a jackass.
Right, he's going to do it either way.
Exactly.
Also, just don't pee outside of bars. They have bathrooms.
Just pee in the bathroom. Just pee in the freaking bathroom.
Yeah.
That's all. They got them.
Right. Sometimes there's ice in there, and that's the fun part.
That is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I hate how much joy I take in that.
Trying to make the little cave.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
You have a perfect little hole in the ice. I made a pee hole.
Looks like the cave that Luke was dragged into at the beginning of Empire.
And Tauntaun's going to run in there.
That's right. Got him open, but doesn't get those stirs left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Over to Rhode Island for a little rescue operation. Emergency crews got the call after it was discovered that a cow had wandered onto a frozen pond and fell through the ice. They arrived on the scene and were able to make quick work of the situation, deploying their ice rescue equipment. Side note, they were very, very proud of, we got ice rescue equipment.
But also it's a cow.
They used it to chip a path from the ice back to shore, and in short order, the blundering bovine was led back to dry land and made a quick recovery.
And was then butchered and turned into 20 pounds of burger.
Exactly right. It's already frozen, so let's just take care of this. Time for Men's Room Sports. You got college hoops on CBS Sports, FS1 and Big Ten Network, pro basketball on ESPN, and hockey over on TNT. As far as your weather, we're expecting showers this evening with a low of 37, and tomorrow they're predicting a mostly cloudy day with a high right around 45. That's every headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Big Dummy, and the head chef is back with Ted's Meat and Potatoes. The lovely Jolene's coming up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man.
A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Homes.com is the only place where you can find specialized neighborhood guides with the in-depth insider info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Want to know if there's homes for sale in the area? We've got it. How long has a home been on the market? We'll know it. Average lot size? Uh-huh. Proximity to local parks? Of course. Insight into your neighbor's divorce? We're working on it.
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang. You may remember me as being the guy who wanted to get money into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, I'm still at it, and I'm now the founder of Noble Mobile, the first carrier that pays you to use your phone less. With Noble, you get unlimited talk, text, and 5G data on the T-Mobile network, and you can earn up to $20 cash back a month for getting off your phone. Try it for just $10 a month. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10. That's noblemobile.com and use my code YANG10 to get paid to use your phone less.